It is a football Friday night in November. It's high school football. Alabama's after the game. It's the first round of the Alabama High School Athletic Association State Football Playoffs. John Holder with you with After the Game, and we've got every score in the state of Alabama, all the second-round matchups, tons of highlights from last night and tonight from all across East Alabama, special guests, and a whole lot more as we kick it off on this football Friday night, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. We are coming to you live tonight from the Sound Solutions Media Center. Quintard Avenue, Midtown Anniston, Parker Memorial Baptist Church again on this football Friday night. We're going to be with you for close to 3 hours tonight with everything you need to know about high school football in the state of Alabama. What you need to know first is all of our scores involving teams here at East Alabama, and that's going to take us to our first visit with the USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard on this football Friday night. Last night, number 2 in Class 3A Piedmont improved to 11-0. They led 32-6 at the end of the first quarter. They led 59-6 at halftime. They had a 10-minute running clock in the second half. Piedmont cruising to a 59-19 win over the Phil Campbell Bobcats at the Field of Champions in Piedmont. We will have highlights of that game from Piedmont last night. Also, let's tell you about another game that took place tonight. That was number 3 Wilcox Academy. This is an AISA playoffs. Hope Christian, their first year in football ever and playing in the AISA in AA. They had a winning record going in at 5-4. They'll wind up at 5-5. They go to Camden tonight. They take on the Wilcox Academy Wildcats, and they fall to number 3 Wilcox Academy, 43-6. The final score tonight down in South Alabama. Still a great game, a great season for Hope Christian. Another game last night in Class 6A. Number 9 A.H. Parker for the 3rd year in a row. They knocked the Oxford Yellow Jackets out of the state playoffs. Parker doubling up Oxford last night, 42-21 over in Birmingham. Games played tonight, 2 big ones involving Calhoun County schools. The first one over in West Alabama in Class 3A. Number 8 Gordo ends Walter Welborn's season. Gordo goes to 9-1 as they beat Walter Welborn tonight, 49-0 the final from over in Pickens County. Another team scoring 49, but it was the home team this time, the hometown team. Number 4 Anniston in Class 4A at home tonight at Lott Mosby Memorial Stadium, beating Fultondale 49-8. The Bulldogs go to 11-0. This was a game because of the anticipated weather that never materialized. We didn't think it would. This game moved up till 5 o'clock this afternoon. This game was over with early tonight. Anniston winning 49-8 over Fultondale. Again, we'll have highlights of that game coming, by the way, for you here on After the Game. Also, highlights of this game coming. All the post-game reaction as well. Number 7 and 4A Alexandria, now with a 10-win season. The Valley Cubs 10-1. They dominated perennial power Fayette County last night at Death Valley. 47-20. We'll bring you highlights and all the post-game reaction with Coach Todd Ginn and the Valley Cubs a little bit later on After the Game. A shocker tonight in the city of Birmingham, and it's a good shocker for East Alabama. Jacksonville improves to 6-5. The Golden Eagles go into Birmingham tonight, and they knock off perennial power number 9 ranked Ramsey 14-7 tonight. The game went to overtime in Birmingham, and Jayville wins it in overtime as they beat Ramsey 14-7 to advance to the second round of the 5A playoffs. There was a state championship game tonight being played in Tuscaloosa at Tuscaloosa Christian, but it did not go like it went last year. Last year, JCA won the state championship in the Christian Football Association. Tonight, in a rematch with Russell Christian out of Meridian, Mississippi, it was all Russell tonight. They beat JCA for the second time this year, 74-28, the final score from down in Tuscaloosa. Last night, this was our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week. Number 4 Pleasant Valley at home at Raiders Stadium, playing Winston County out of Double Springs. The Raiders beat the Yellow Jackets 40-28 last night. Pleasant Valley, their first 10-win season and their first playoff win in school history. We will have the complete highlights with Coach Michael Short from Raiders Stadium, all the post-game reaction with Coach Jonathan Nix and the Raiders, including the cheerleaders. You'll see all of that coming up on After the Game. Woodland tonight. This was another early start. They went to number 5 Hubbardville over in Fayette County. An early start trying to get ahead of the weather. And it started at 6 o'clock, so this game was over with early. But Hubbardville has their way with Woodland tonight, winning 67-27. Back to last night, the Randolph County Tigers, they go into Thorsby. They beat a 9-1 Thorsby team, 51-40. Mo Winston, I met the young man today. I was at Randolph County High School in Wedowee, presenting him with last week's Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Game. Last night in Thorsby, he rushed for 479 yards, 7 touchdowns, and scored personally himself 50 of the 51 Randolph County points. That is second in state history. We'll show you him a little bit later on tonight. Randolph County beating Thorsby last night, 51-40. A couple of more Thursday night games involving teams in Randolph County. Handley at home. The Tigers go to 10-1. They beat Bibb County out of Centerville 40-7 last night at Wright Field. Also last night, number 1 ranked and defending 1A state champion Wadley. They improved to 10-0 as they thrashed South Lamar 56-8. It was 50-0 at halftime, and they cruised in the second half, beating the Stallions 56-8. Back to more games tonight. Central of Clay County, number 5 team in the state in Class 5A, at home at Volunteer Stadium. We'll show you highlights of this game, beating the Sipsey Valley Bears out of Tuscaloosa tonight, 48-7. We're going to take you to the pep rally at Clay Central. They were our team of the week from 2 weeks ago. Show you some of that. Danny Horn and the Volunteers, and that pep rally pepped them up because they beat Sipsey Valley to advance to the second round of the 5A playoffs, 48-7. Great game tonight over in Berry in West Alabama in Fayette County. Berry came in 9-1. They beat Fayetteville 44-37. This was a great football game over at Berry, but the Wildcats do get the win, 44-37 over the Fayetteville Wolves. We're double checking this score, but as we understand it, Marion County of Guin tonight has come into Winterboro, and they have beaten the number 8 ranked team in the state in 1A, the Winterboro Bulldogs, a team who's only lost earlier in the year to Wadley just a couple of weeks ago. But tonight, in a big upset, Marion County comes in. The Red Raiders win at 36-22 over Winterboro tonight down at Winterboro in Talladega County. Another game tonight. This was a close one. Number 5, Homewood at home at Waldrop Stadium, playing host to the Pell City Panthers in 6A playoff action. Homewood beats Pell City 28-14. This was a 21-14 game until late. Homewood scores one more touchdown to pull away and win it, 28-14 to end the Pell City season at 7-4. Moody continues to roll in Class 5A, the number 2 ranked team, trying to get back to the Super 7 this year after a state runner-up appearance last year. Moody tonight at home at Bill Morris Stadium, and Moody having no problems with a good corner team. They blast corner tonight 49-21. A slew of games here that were played last night. Before we get to that, though, we do have one more new final that came in. St. Clair County, number 7 team in 5A, beating Carver of Birmingham tonight, 41-22, the final over in Odenville as the Saints go to 10-1. Now let's tell you about all those Thursday night games from last night. Number 6 Hamilton, this was 28-28. Asheville battling all the way to the end. Hamilton scores late. They beat Asheville 35-28 to go to 11-0 in 4A playoff action. Also, last night, it was Addison. A lot of points scored here. I think that's 110 by my count. Number 6 Addison beating Raglan last night over in Winston County at Addison 71-39. Red Bay blasting Sandrock last night over in Franklin County at Red Bay 53-14. Another Thursday game. This was an upset, even though Good Hope came in 9-2 or 8-2 and ranked number 10 in the state. They end the Cherokee County season 28-26 last night. A come-from-behind win over in Coleman County at Good Hope. Cherokee County has been to 3 consecutive Super 7s, but it will be a new team representing the North this year as Cherokee County season is over. Good Hope wins it 28-26. Also last night, another Cherokee County team on the road to West Alabama. Spring Garden puts up a good fight, but they fall to number 10 Hackleburg 32-16 last night. One more Thursday night game before we take you back to games tonight. That was Glencoe on the road at Winfield. They lost to the Pirates last night 39-0. And then three more games involving teams here in East Alabama, and we'll have highlights of this one. Number 10, Westbrook Christian all over Vinemont tonight. Vinemont runs the ugly Eagle offense. It was ugly tonight. They didn't score. Westbrook Christian beats them 49-0 from Jack Osborne Memorial Stadium in Rainbow City. Highlights of that game on the way. Coosa Christian in the 2A playoffs. No problem with Isabella tonight. They beat the Mustangs by a score of 56-14 over in Gadsden. And we'll have highlights of this game. Gadsden City led this game 40-24. This was a back-and-forth game. Jasper led. Gadsden City led. Gadsden City had a big lead. Jasper brings it almost all the way back, but Gadsden City does advance to the second round. They win tonight at Titan Stadium, holding off the Jasper Vikings tonight 40-37 as Gadsden City improves to 8-3, and they will advance to the second round of the 6A playoffs. That's our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard. Of course, throughout the night, we'll have our Emblem Credit Union bottom line with scores from all across East Alabama. Don't forget, if you're filling out brackets, we're going to have all the brackets, 1A through 7A, coming up for you tonight. We'll visually have those so you can see who won, who lost, who's moving on to the second round, where those games will be, records and everything. We're going to have that for you as we move through the night here on After the Game. Let's tell you about Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware. They bring you our highlights on Friday nights, and we got a lot of highlights we're going to show you tonight, courtesy of the folks from Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware. And let me tell you, they have the most trusted names in all of the world there that you can buy at Oxford Lumber. Benjamin Moore Paint, Yellowwood Treated Lumber, Stihl and Milwaukee Power Tools, Tamco Roofing, Traeger Grills, all backed by their low price guarantee. And when you buy local, you are supporting local folks. And it doesn't get much more local than Oxford, Jacksonville, Lincoln, Talladega, and Roanoke. Locations of Oxford Lumber all throughout East Alabama. When we come back, more of After the Game as we roll on this Football Friday Night Playoff Edition.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle into Ted's today.
Jacksonville State University also bringing you highlights, and we've got a lot of those coming up here on After the Game as we move through on this football Friday night. The best way to experience Jacksonville State is to be there, visit the campus. Come see for yourself what makes JSU so special. Academics, athletics, student life, Greek life, whatever it is. They will set you up for a visit, the friendliest campus in the South. They would love to take you on a campus tour, and you can schedule your visit by going to jsu.edu/visit. All right, it's not too late. I know it's 10:16 at night, but we have Beyond the Bleachers. Their big event is going on tomorrow in downtown Oxford. This is for coaches' wives. So if you're listening out there tonight and you want to get up tomorrow and go to this, I think we're going to show this right now. There's a Beyond the Bleachers. It's time once again for the 6th annual Coaches Wives Brunch. This is tomorrow, 10 until 12 noon at Hubbard's off Main in Oxford. You don't have to RSVP. You don't have to tell anyone you're coming. You don't have to be a football coach's wife. You can be any sport and come to this. It's a great Christian ministry associated with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. The 6th annual Coaches Wives Brunch. This will be tomorrow, 10 till 12, Hubbard's off Main in Oxford. So if you are a coach's wife, you make sure to be a part of that tomorrow morning at Hubbard's off Main in Oxford from 10 until 12. Well, we have our last, we're doing something different this week. We have our last Cheaha Cheer and Tumble Cheer Squad of the week. Normally, they come and they're live in studio with us, but last night, this particular school played football last night, so we went to them. So here's our Cheaha Cheer and Tumble Cheer Squad of the week. All right, that is the Pleasant Valley High School cheerleaders. They are our final Cheaha Cheer and Tumble Cheer Squad of the week. We are actually here for the first time ever doing this on location at Raiders Stadium in Pleasant Valley. Charlie Briggs from Cheaha Cheer and Tumble, the coach of the Pleasant Valley Cheer Squad, Brooklyn Howard here with us, and we're going to make the presentation. We've got a trophy, and we also have these great Cheaha Cheer and Tumble Cheer Team of the Week belt bags that we're going to present to all these young ladies. So go ahead and make the presentation, Charlie.
Perfect. On behalf of Cheaha Cheer and Tumble, we'd like to congratulate you on being Team of the Week.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
One more time, we're going to hear from the Pleasant Valley High School cheerleaders this week's After the Game and Cheaha Cheer and Tumble Cheer Squad of the Week.
Raiders! 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 Raiders!
And that's the Cheaha Cheer and Tumble Cheer Squad of the Week. And that's our last one for the year. Did it a little bit differently as we went out to them out at Pleasant Valley. Congratulations to the Pleasant Valley Raiders for our Cheer Squad of the Week. And as we come back, let's tell you about Extra Points tonight, brought to you by the fine folks. That's actually Randy Wood, state representative out of District 36. And let's give you our first extra point of that. We got a couple of extra for you this week. Here's the first one. The first round of the AHSAA state playoffs featured more Thursday night games across Alabama. The threat of rain and storms contributed to moving up the contest by 24 hours. There were 32 contests played in the state last night. We're going to take a break and we'll come back. We've got the head coach of the Lincoln Golden Bears standing by. We got plenty of game highlights and we got all the brackets as we roll on this football Friday night.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
Johnson's Giant Food, you know, all these big playoff games, a lot of tailgating going on. There's a lot of tailgating going on tonight over at Westbrook where I was at, and no doubt a lot of those folks have been to Johnson's Giant Food. They're right there in Tallard and Gadsden, and also in East Gadsden. Of course, they also have locations in Jacksonville and in Coldwater, and they have a location coming soon to Southside, right there on Highway 77. And, of course, college football tomorrow, big games, Auburn in the afternoon, Alabama at night. You get up in the morning, you go to your local Johnson's, and they'll get you ready for tailgate there. Chicken fingers, wings, potato wedges. They got the quick grabs, the chicken salad, potato salad, cookies, chips, crackers, drinks, wings, everything you need, large orders, all of that at Johnson's Giant Foods. 5, soon to be 6 locations to serve you throughout Etowah and Calhoun counties. Let's go back now one more time. We got all the final scores involving teams here in East Alabama as we go back to our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard and get you up to date on all the final scores from first-round playoff action tonight. Highlights of this game coming later on. Number 2 Piedmont beating Phil Campbell last night 59-19 at the Field of Champions. Good season, but not a good night for Hope Christian. They go on the road to Camden. They lose to number 3 Wilcox Academy 43-6 in the first round of the AISA playoffs tonight. Some games played last night. Many of those, as we just saw in our extra point. One of those last night was in 6A, number 9 Parker. This was a 21-14 game at one point in time in favor of Parker, but Parker pulls away. They beat Oxford. They end the Oxford season with 5-6 as Parker wins it 42-21 last night over in Birmingham. Also, going back to games played tonight, Walter Welborn, tough road test at number 8 Gordo in 3A. They go to West Alabama and they come back with a loss tonight. Gordo beats Welborn 49-0. Kind of a unique game here. They kicked this game off at 5 o'clock. We'll talk about this with our special guest here in just a moment. Number 4, Anniston. It didn't matter if they played at 5 or 6 or midnight or 2 in the morning. Anniston rolled tonight over Fultondale 49-8. We will have highlights of that game coming from Lott Mosby Memorial Stadium. Go back to some other games played last night. We'll have highlights of this game. Number 7, Alexandria. Very impressive last night. They were up 21-0, 27-7, 47-14 at one point in time. Alexandria dominating, beating Fayette County 47-20 last night at Death Valley. We'll have all the post-game reaction with Coach Todd Ginn and the Alexandria players and cheerleaders as well from Death Valley last night. That's coming up on After the Game. This game right here, folks, stunning folks around the state of Alabama. We'll talk about this with our special guest as well. Jacksonville, 5-5 coming into this game. Ramsey, a perennial 5A. In the past, they've been a 6A power. Playing at home, ranked number 9 in the state in Birmingham tonight. It goes to overtime, but the Jacksonville Golden Eagles beat Ramsey tonight 14-7 in overtime over in Birmingham. Also, not good news for another team in the city of Jacksonville. Jacksonville Christian and Tuscaloosa tonight in the CFA championship game. This went Jacksonville Christian's way last year, but not this year. Russell Christian from Meridian, Mississippi, beats JCA for the second time this year, 74-28 the final tonight from down in the city of Tuscaloosa. Also, last night, this was our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week. Number 4 Pleasant Valley wins their first playoff game in school history, going all the way back to 1982. Pleasant Valley beats Winston County last night. A most interesting game. Coach Short was there for all of it. He'll have all the post-game reaction. We'll have complete highlights of that game last night as Pleasant Valley knocked off Winston County out of Double Springs 40-28. Also, we had a number of teams from East Alabama going to West Alabama. That kind of was the theme. We had some teams west to east. We had a lot of teams that were traveling to West Alabama tonight. Woodland, one of those. I saw them blowing through the intersection of Hollis Crossroads today as I was out making my rounds. They headed over to Hubbardville in Fayette County. Number 5 Hubbardville having their way with a young Woodland team. Woodland in the playoffs. Good things ahead for them in the future. Hubbardville beats Woodland tonight, 67-27 the final. Going back to last night, as I told you earlier, had a chance to meet Mo Winston today. I felt like I was meeting a celebrity, and why not? He scored 50 points last night himself. 50 of the 51 points. Randolph County beat Thorsby last night. Huge win for the Tigers. Thorsby was 9-1. Randolph County goes over to Chilton County. They beat the Rebels last night 51-40. Another game from last night. 2 more games involving teams in Randolph County. Hanley, no problem, still under the radar. They are 10-1, did not even finish ranked in the top 10 of the state. I don't know how that's possible, but it is. Hanley beat Bibb County last night 40-7. And the Wadley machine keeps on rolling last night. They led 50-0 at halftime. Number 1 Wadley knocking out the South Lamar Stallions out of Millport last night down in Wadley 56-8 the final. Big games tonight. Central of Clay County will bring you highlights of this game. I'm going to show you Danny Horn a little bit later on because we were down at Clay Central today presenting Team of the Week from 2 weeks ago. Number 5 Central of Clay County at 5A beating Sipsey Valley out of Tuscaloosa 48-7 tonight. Berry and Fayetteville, we thought this was going to be a good game. Both teams came in this 1A matchup 8-2. And Berry, a good football team, but Fayetteville had a good team as well. Berry beats them 44-37 tonight over in Fayette County at Berry. This might be the shocker of the night. Marion County comes in and beats number 8 Winterboro tonight. Shouldn't have been a shocker because Marion County was 8-2. This was not a bad football team at all coming in. But Marion County comes in from Guin tonight, and the Red Raiders beat Winterboro tonight, ending the Winterboro season at 8-2, 36-22 the final. Pell City hanging in there with Homewood tonight at Waldrop Stadium. This was a 21-14 game at one point in time. Homewood scores another one to pull away. Number 5 Homewood beats Pell City 28-14. The Moody machine keeps on rolling. Number 2 Moody tonight at home beat a good corner team, 49-21 tonight over at Bill Morris Stadium. The number 2 Blue Devils move on to round 2. St. Clair County also moves on to round 2. The Saints tonight at home in Odenville, beating Carver of Birmingham 41-22. And also a slew of Thursday night games last night. Number 6 Hamilton had all they could handle from the Asheville Bulldogs, 28-28 till late in the game. Hamilton scores late to win it, 35-28 over a Marion County at Hamilton. 110 points scored in this game. Ragland on the road at Addison. The Bulldogs win it 71-39. Not a basketball score. Red Bay last night beating Sandrock 53-14. Bit of an upset here in my mind. Good Hope knocking off Cherokee County last night. Cherokee County had a couple of score lead in this game. And Good Hope, to their credit, comes back and wins it 28-26 over the Cherokee County Warriors. Spring Garden putting on a good performance last night. Played very hard at Hackleburg. They lose to number 10 Hackleburg in the Battle of Panthers last night in West Alabama, 32-16 the final. One more Thursday night game, Glencoe on the road at Winfield. The Pirates win it 39-0. And then 3 games tonight involving teams in Etowah County. They were not scared of the rain over there. They said, bring it on. And we didn't have any rain at all. Number 10 Westbrook Christian beat Vinemont 49-0. We'll have highlights of that game. Coach Short was at this game, I believe, tonight. Coosa Christian, number 2 team in 2A, blasting the Isabella Mustangs 56-14 tonight. And another game that we'll bring you highlights of tonight, and that was Gadsden City and Jasper. This was a crazy game. We'll bring you highlights of this. I was at this game tonight. Gadsden City holds off Jasper, 2 really good 6A football teams. Gadsden City wins it 40-37. Time now for our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser. For the first time ever, we're bringing in a guy that's never been on after the game before. That's because he's in his first year ever as a head coach. He's the head coach of the Lincoln Golden Bears. Coach Brent Henderson joins us here on the Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser. Coach, good evening. Glad to have you with us tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Coach, appreciate you coming. You watched a little football, technically, I guess, this afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
Over at Anniston at 5 o'clock kickoff tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, it's always good to go out and see high school football. Man.
Amen.
If you're not in it, you want to go travel and see somebody playing in it. You know, so that's great. You know, but and then went to the house, watched some more games on NFHS. You know, it's me and my wife. You know, got a Friday night off, so that's what we did.
Yeah, come here and talk some more football.
Yes, sir.
Eat some food with us and talk with me and Coach Short about some more football tonight. It's a great way to spend a Friday night in November. Coach, first-year head coach, and people may say, well, who is this Brett Henderson guy? I never heard of this guy. Well, let me tell you, this guy is an East Alabama guy through and through. This is Alexandria graduate, Ohatchee, coach there, coached at Cherokee County, now the head coach of the Lincoln Golden Bears. I mean, that you go through that and you start talking about those schools, Alexandria, Ohatchee, Cherokee County, Lincoln. I mean, we're talking about blue bloods of high school football here in East Alabama, and you've been associated with all of those.
Oh, yes, sir. And I've learned something from every stop along the way. You know, it's a blessing to have that opportunity to go through, you know, Alexandria's system, being able to volunteer coach while I'm going to school there. You know, I was actually 2 years at Sachs there for a little while, and then going to Ohatchee with Scott Martin, and then with Coach Kelly at Cherokee County. You know, it's I figured it was my time. You know, so went out on a ledge and I went with it.
Well, Coach, first of all, congratulations on getting the opportunity to be a head coach, especially at a young age. Mm-hmm. And been watching your career for a long time. You know, this happened. There's a lot of guys that come in here that have those ties to Alexandria. Oh, yeah. And it's it's got to be, I want you to just take a little minute here just to talk about what it was like to grow up in the Valley, to play for some of the people that you played for, and now there's so many of them out there that are not just head coaches but assistants too.
Man, I'm telling you, it's a blessing. It's different. I'll say that going there. You know, you're never the biggest. You know, you're not the fastest all the time out there, but you know, you play with your heart. That's how you're coached. You know, you give everything you got every Friday night, no matter if you banged up, injured, what, you're gonna give everything you got for the black and orange. So, but yeah, you know. Talking about who all's come through there and came out of there to coach, man, I can name 14 guys right now that are coaching easily. You know, like you said, head coaches, assistant coaches, but it's a blessing to be able to come from there.
And played for two.
Oh yeah.
That actually played there also.
For sure. You know, Larry Ginn, he unfortunately I didn't get to have him. You know, the last 2 years of my career, but Frank Tucker, he stepped in, he done an amazing job, and that I'm telling you, it wasn't that big of a jump. You know.
A lot of the same thing.
A lot of this, everything was the same. It wasn't nothing different. You know, even down to the managers were the same. You know, so it wasn't a big change or anything like that. The rest of the coaching staff was there, and Coach Ginn came, you know, to practices too. You know, but I always like to say this is something I'm super proud of. I was the first recipient of Larry Ginn athletic scholarship, and that's something that I'll put on every resume, everywhere I go. That means a lot to me, just for what he invested in me while I was there.
Coach, you know, I watched you especially when you was at Cherokee County, and the excitement that you take to the field. Well, and you know, and I can remember. I don't know if you remember this, but I remember talking to you after last year's state championship game out there on the field, and I could look at you like, man, why not be down? But I remind you, you made it there. And there's a whole lot of other people that would have loved to have been in that ball game.
That's right.
But what did you, from all of a sudden now I'm the head coach, what was so much different from being the head coach when you were just a defensive coordinator?
Well, I mean, you know, you don't see all the intricate things that are going on. You know, like a booster club. Man, like me and you've talked about before, dealing with booster clubs, you know, scheduling that's coming out now, you know, figuring out numbers and this and that, and also being a leader of men, of your coaching staff, not just of the players, but of the coaching staff, you know, and that was a big step, and a lot I learned this year for sure. You know, you got to surround yourself with the best people. That's what makes me look great, right? You know, it's not all about the head coach. I mean, obviously they do a great job, you know, but at the end of the day, if you can get the best staff around you, and you know, don't delegate, just let them have it, let them go with it, make it their own. That's something I've really learned.
One thing you've had the opportunity to work for some great principals, some great administrators.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about maybe some of the ones you've worked for and what your situation is now.
Well, you know, I was with Mr. Tittle at Ohatchee, and I was with Mr. Tittle at Cherokee County, so that wasn't a big change or anything, you know.
And he's a good one, by the way.
Yes, for sure, you know, and it's crazy that they always bring it up whenever I was playing, you know, Alexandria Bryant again used to bring it up all the time. Dang, you and Taylor just something else, ain't you? Coach Tucker brought it up too. He said, good grief, y'all, you know, y'all are dangerous together. But no, now with, you know, Mr. Brooks, you know, he's ex-football coach, head football coach. His dad was at Lincoln, you know, for many, many years, you know. So that aspect of, I've been blessed to have that kind of administration, to understand that side as well. And I've had nothing but support. That him, Miss Simpson, and Mr. Mayfield, they go above and beyond for me every single day to make sure that I'm happy and be able to get the pieces I need to be successful.
And when I think about administrators, I got to mention this one. You're a principal when you were in high school.
Oh man, I'm telling you, he was a special man. That's for sure. There's many times now he's caught me doing something I probably wasn't supposed to be doing. He caught me off guard once or twice. He'd say, "Here's a peppermint, Henderson. Go to class." And I was like, "Oh, I thought I was about to get in trouble." But no, Mr. Chambliss, he's a great man. You know, he's a leader of men. You know, and him and Coach Ginn and the way they worked together at the time, and then you know, Mr. Hawley was there after he retired. You know, him and Coach Tucker, the way they worked together, it made your day easy. You wanted to come to school with that administration, that coaching staff, and that's what I'm looking for.
See, I got to play. I played against Coach Scales, and then Coach Ginn. And do you know where Mr. Chambliss is from? He's from Heflin.
Heflin, Alabama.
He went to Cleveland County High School.
Oh yeah.
Got in their house, you know, he's got that floor fixed out there, you know, with Heflin and Alexandria. But I can still see him standing down there by that fence.
Oh yeah.
Every time I go to that stadium, I always look down there and I can just see him. It's just something I've always done. Right. And I can remember Coach Ginn, like, you know, there was the rivalry between Cleveland County.
100%. Are you kidding me?
I mean, you knew that rivalry, but I always, for some reason, Coach Ginn, I always looked up to him, and he'd talk to me during basketball season. You know, they used to come across that field.
Oh, yeah. Cross the bridge.
That's right, cross the bridge. And he would come out there on that field and always come and shake my hand. Hey, Coach, you know, we're just talking.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're the best thing I've ever seen, Coach. Come on now, quit griping, quit crying, you know. But there were some great people, and you got to play amongst some great people. And I look at it as, if I could just be half of what those guys were, I'll be successful.
Oh, man, I'll take a third of it. I'm telling you, I'll take a third of it. That's how impactful and, you know, how great of men they were.
Give us an idea tonight of your staff, of your coaching staff. I hate to put that on you.
Oh, no.
How many of them do I have?
No, not at all. No. I got a great staff. You know, Coach Owens, He's Alexandria grad. He was there with Coach Tucker. Went on and played at the next level. You know, he's my OC, offensive coordinator. I actually have another one that graduated from Alexandria, Coach Snyder. He's been doing a little bit of both for me, working a little D-line and also running backs. I've got Coach Chandler, Brody Chandler. I hired him. He's actually from Georgia, graduated from Cedartown, but his dad was a secondaries coach when I was at Cherokee County. So I was able to hire him, you know. So no football for sure. Coach Watson, he was on the previous staff. He's doing a great job with the offensive line. You know, he wants to be a part of Lincoln. He wants to be at Lincoln. That's what he said on the interview, and that's what I wanted for my kids, you know. Coach Smith, our head basketball coach, has a secondary. He does an amazing job with it. Then you got I've got 2 volunteers that are helping me out too. You know, John Clark, he's from Oxford, went on and played at Troy. He's also doing defensive ends, defensive line. And T. Montgomery, he's a graduate from Lincoln. He shows up every day. He actually coached these kids when they were, you know, in Little League. And man, I'm telling you, they show up every single day. Hopefully I didn't leave anybody out right there. I may have, but you know, with all these cameras on, you may miss one or two. But no, they're doing a great job for me, you know. And we actually sat down yesterday after school a little bit and just talked, you know, what was good, what was bad, what was indifferent. What do we need to do as men to grow this program and get it where it needs to be? You know, some negative things, but positive things as well too. You know, like I told them, you know, when you think everything's good, it's not always good. When everything's bad, it ain't that bad. You know, so you got to find that lining of what was successful, what do we need to fix, and how can we move forward.
You got to be able to look in the mirror and say,
right.
look, if you can't look in the mirror.
At the end of the day, it comes down to me. You know, my name's on it, and I can, you know, all those losses are on me, all the wins are on the kids and my coaching staff. That's just how I am.
The one thing I've noticed from look at center, we're going to look at Cherokee County for a second, is I'm not talking about X's and O's. I'm talking about their strength in the weight room.
Yes.
What did you bring from there to Lincoln as far as the weight room is concerned?
Well, I'll say this. Me and Coach Kelly, we got a great relationship, you know, and at the time when I went to him about this opportunity I had, he said, man, this is a blessing for a head coach to have an assistant coach move on to the next level, you know, and he told me, I'll give you anything and everything you want. So I got that secret sauce, if you will. You know, nobody. I don't share it with everybody. I ain't giving it to everybody. I ain't telling everybody about it. But you know, it's something that I took from him, and it shows, especially from having freshmen to seniors, the difference that it made. Man, I'm telling you, it's unbelievable, and it's nothing special. But it's getting in there, grinding, working every single day. You're going to be sore. You're going to be beat up. You're going to be banged up. But hey, you got to show up. Rents due. You got to put the work in, you know, and that's what he's always pushed that I learned from him. And that's what I'm trying to do here at Lincoln.
I got to say this, and it'll be my last thing, because I'd be shocked if I didn't, because I've known you a long time, even when he's a little bitty guy, watching you grow up, and you've got a support system. Your sister,
man, I'm telling you,
loves you and loves sports.
Oh, 100%.
She's always, you know, give me a little idea about her.
Hey, she's
married to a coach.
Yes, married to the head coach at Heflin, basketball coach. No, she's great. She's amazing. You know, she shows up to everything she could be at. She's there, and I promise you, I don't know if her or my wife or my mother are the loudest ones in the stands, but those three I hear in the stands.
Yes, that's right.
So it's not just my sister. You know, even my dad and stepmom and my youngest sister, man, my dad and stepmom, they're both educators. You know, Dad was a volleyball coach for many years. He kind of stepped back from it when my little sister going to college and playing, you know. So I have a great support system, man. And I'll say this, I can't call Pops and tell him, you know, try to get him to feel bad for me, feel sorry for me. He ain't going to let that happen at all.
It's not going to happen.
Not going to happen one bit.
The only other person that's louder, maybe Tittle's wife.
Possibly,
yes.
Yeah. They can battle that out.
They can have a battle at that.
Take the air horn away from
That's
her.
right.
It's a pretty good battle.
That's
right.
right.
I tell you. But no, I'll say this before I let my wife. Amazing, man. You know how it is. You got to have a great support system, especially during that season. Yep. And it's a blessing. It's a blessing. And she's amazing.
Coach, a couple more questions before we get you out of here. This is going to be about Lincoln.
Yes, sir.
First thing is about Lincoln. Maybe folks that are younger don't realize, but there is a rich tradition at Lincoln.
100%.
Maybe not in the last few years, but in the As you look back over time, Lincoln's got as rich a tradition as about maybe anybody around here. Was that one of the things that attracted you to the Lincoln job? Because you didn't have to take that job. You're great at Cherokee County. You got a great thing going up there. So to step out there and take that first head coaching job, you got to be careful the job that you take. You got to go to a place where you can win. And Lincoln has been proven through the years as a place that you can win. What was it about Lincoln that said, "Hey, this is where I want to go"? Like you said, they got tradition. They have kids that come through there that are great athletes. I mean, we have them up on the wall in the field house, But it's one of those where you don't have to go and look up the records to see how successful they've been in last 25, 35 years. You know it's there. The community, it's very close. It's very close to how Alexandria is, and I think that's why them two hate each other so much too. I'm telling you, you're born and raised there. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, you play Little League all the way through. I got grandparents, great-grandparents. They want to know what we're doing next week. What's our plan? What's this? So, that sold it for me alone. Lincoln next year. Let's get real specific next year. I know you got a pretty young football team. The numbers, when I was out there at your presenting team of the week earlier, the numbers are good. And that's always great when you have great participation. But what can folks expect from Lincoln in 2026? I know you don't have any idea about your schedule now. Right. You're telling me earlier you're going to be 5A, but you have no idea who else is going to be there. You have no idea at this point in time to be able to schedule non-region games. But just from internally, what is Lincoln football looking like for next year? I'll say this, the culture is changing for sure. It's changing. But, like you said, with numbers, having 32 juniors on a team anytime, that right there alone is great for any football program. Kind of dropped down a little bit with the sophomores, but I got a great freshman class, and then I got 8th graders that are coming up that are their bodies are just about ready to go too. So because Rebby Higgins, my head junior high coach, he does an amazing job with them. He does my workout. He does everything that I've implemented since I got there. So, I'm looking forward to it for sure. Again, when you have 32 guys that are going to be seniors, I don't know where I'm going to put their banners. I'll say that on the press box. We don't have enough room, but it's a blessing to have 32 of them. That's for sure. And we're excited about it. Yesterday's gone. What are you going to do tomorrow? So that's the greatest thing. You always get to turn a page. It's a brand new team every single year. What does this team? What does their legacy want to be known as? Yes, I know it was just 7, 8 days ago when we played our last game, but that page is turned. The next team up, it's your legacy, it's your time, it's your turn. On to 2026. Head coach of the Lincoln Golden Bears, first-year head coach Brett Henderson joining us here on our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser. Coach, congratulations on getting the job. Yes, sir. Thank you for spending some time with us. We're looking forward to 2026 and seeing the Lincoln Golden Bears. Time for our next Randy Woods, state representative out of District 36, extra point of the night. And here it is. Pleasant Valley made their 7th playoff appearance last night as the Raiders hosted Winston County of Double Springs in the first round of the Class 2A playoffs. The Raiders hosted a playoff game for just the 3rd time, and Pleasant Valley's win over the Yellow Jackets marked the first playoff win in school history dating back to 1982. Lots of things ahead, including our last look at our Spirit Scholarship nominees. That and a ton of highlights still to come on After the Game. All right.
Game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in a Ted's today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
RO Supply bringing you touchdown t-shirts. We're throwing those out at Gadsden City tonight. Very popular with the fans over at Titan Stadium. RO Supply been bringing you those touchdown t-shirts all season long, even into the playoffs. RO Supply is located on South Quintard Avenue in Aniston. Go see them for all your remodeling outlet supply needs. They've got all the things that you need. Great folks at RO Supply on South Noble Street, right off of South Quintard in Aniston on the south end of town. We're going to show you one of those touchdown t-shirts. Coach, go for it. Here we go, the model there. There's the back of that. They got the windows, the doors, and more. They exceed your expectations, not your budget. And then there's that great-looking after the game logo there. Throwing a bunch of those out even this week as well, including a ton at Gadsden City tonight at Titan Stadium. All right, folks, it's been a long football season, and we have had a number of nominees for our Spirit Scholarship presented by Farmers and Merchants Bank, and we are down to the nitty-gritty. The voting ends Monday at 12 noon. We have narrowed it down to 20 male athletes, 20 female athletes from the 20 schools in Calhoun and Cleburne counties. All right, so there's one male, one female from each one of those for a $1,500 scholarship. It's a combination of a random vote and also a combination of you voting. So it's kind of like a raffle. The more votes, the higher the odds that the random automated picking software is going to pick that candidate. So let's begin here. We're going to start off with Alexandria High School, and we've got Charlie Paris, volleyball, basketball, and softball player from Alexandria with a 4.1 GPA. Also representing Alexandria High School on the male side of things is Ryan Brown. He has a 3.8 GPA, a football player. You'll see a little bit of him coming up a little bit later on after the game. Now we move on to Cedar Bluff High School. We've got Sienna Smith, basketball and softball player with a 3.3 GPA. And then also from Cedar Bluff, we have Dylan McDaniel, football, basketball, baseball, and track star, and he has a 3.7 GPA. Our next school, staying in Cherokee County, is Sandrock High School. We have Macy Pruitt, basketball and volleyball player, 4.0 GPA. And the male athlete from Sandrock is Grayson Lane, a football and baseball player, also with a perfect 4.0 GPA. We move on to White Plains High School. Their female nominee is Sarah Kate Adams, volleyball and softball player with a 4.0 GPA. And then Logan Lobby, a football, baseball, and track star with a 3.5 GPA. The Ohatchee High School, their female scholar athlete nominee is Hayden Lathers, a volleyball and cheer athlete with a 4.38 GPA. And then Alston Carroll is the male nominee, a football, basketball, and baseball player with a 4.03 GPA. We move on to our next school. That next school is going to be Cherokee County High School. Marie Crane, basketball player with a 4.0 GPA. And then we have James Hunter, a football and baseball player for the Warriors with a 3.8 GPA. Staying in Cherokee County again, Spring Garden High School, Hollis Jane Petty, volleyball player, 3.9 GPA, and also Zane Edwards, that's the male athlete, football, basketball, and baseball, again with a 3.5 GPA. We move on to Sachs High School. The female athlete, Adriana Stevens, cheer and volleyball with a 4.2 GPA. The male athlete is Jaquay Judkins, a football and track athlete with a 4.1 GPA. Piedmont High School, represented on the female side by Jenna Duke, a volleyball and basketball player with a 3.5 GPA. The male athlete from Piedmont is Judd Pope, a basketball and baseball player with a 4.5 GPA. Walter Welborn High School, their female candidate is Riley Smith, a volleyball and softball star with a 3.5 GPA, and Jakeem Kirby, a football and track athlete on the male side of things with a 3.9 GPA. Weaver, it's Emery Greer, a cheer and track athlete with a 3.6 GPA, and Gina Luca Torres, a football and wrestling star with a 4.1 GPA. Oxford High School, Peyton Brooks, volleyball and golf athlete, a 4.2 GPA. And then their great basketball player on the male side of things, Jalen Alexander, a 3.7 GPA for the Oxford Yellow Jackets. Faith Christian School, represented by female athlete Kaysen Cronin, a volleyball and track athlete with a 4.54 GPA. And then Jack Tant, a cross-country and track athlete from Faith Christian with a 4.5 GPA. Next, we move to Jacksonville High School. Maya Swain, a volleyball, basketball, and soccer athlete, a 4.0 GPA, and Ben Pridgeon, football, basketball, and golf athlete with a 4.0 GPA. Pleasant Valley High School. On the female side, it is Kaylee Almarode, a volleyball and softball player with a 4.18 GPA, and then Papa with a football and track athlete star with a 3.85 GPA. Hope Christian, Destiny Jordan, volleyball, softball, and track with a 2.7 GPA. The male athlete from Hope Christian is Terrence Young, a football and track athlete with a 3.78 GPA. Jacksonville Christian Academy, Taylor Cash, volleyball, cheer, softball, and track with a 4.0 GPA. The male athlete is quarterback Noah Lee, who also plays basketball and golf as well with a 4.0 GPA. The Donahoe School, represented on the female side by Callie Taylor, a volleyball star with a 4.38 GPA. And on the male side for the Donahoe Falcons, it's Foster Payton, a 4.38 GPA. He is a tennis athlete for Donahoe. Just a couple of schools left. Galesville High School, Lydia Reynolds, volleyball, basketball, and softball with a 4.0 GPA. And then Aiden Heinrich, a football, basketball, track, and baseball star. Busy guy for the Galesville Trojans, has a 4.0 GPA. And finally, the Anniston Bulldogs, represented on the female side by Christy Yano Reed, cheerleader, flag football, and track with a 3.67 GPA. And then DK Baker, an outstanding football and basketball player for the Bulldogs with a 3.5 GPA. Again, the voting is open on our Facebook page, High School Football Alabama. You can comment. You have to make a comment, and then that ups the chances for the random draw that we're going to have at 12 noon on Monday. And our plan is next Friday night, we'll have the folks from Farmers and Merchants Bank in here with the big checks, and we'll present two $1,500 college scholarships to one of these 40 athletes from Calhoun and Cherokee counties, plus all the 40 that you just saw there, they all get a $50 gift card courtesy of the folks at Farmers and Merchants Bank. Highlights time. It is our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week, and we chose this one. They had a lot of choices to go to, but we really chose this last week because we felt like this was going to be a piece of history, and Chad Barnett, history indeed was made last night.
I feel like this the last couple of years we've kept talking about this is the biggest game in Pleasant Valley history. No, this is the biggest game. Well, tonight officially is because it's their first playoff game that they have a chance to win at home. They're going to be taking on Winston County. Let's go to the Judd Edwards State Farm Game of the Week, right to the highlights and see exactly how this one played out. Phenomenal crowd, everybody in anticipation of a possible win in Pleasant Valley. There you see the captain shaking hands at midfield. The Raiders are coming out of the tunnel and ready to take on Winston County. We're going to start off with PV at the offensive side of the ball, and you're going to see a lot of this. Braxton Salser takes the snap, and he's going to be pressured, but he managed to connect or gets the first down, moves the chains, and then he's going to take it himself this time. Salser into the touchdown, in for a touchdown, 20-yard TD. Extra point is good. It's going to be PV on top, 7-0. At this point, Winston County could not find any rhythm, had to punt again for the second time tonight, and Salser's going to take over again. Back to pass, can't find anything, but he's going to pick up 30 more yards and carrying a host of Winston County defenders. Salser now calls his own number. He gets into the end zone one more time, his second time of the night. Extra point is no good. Score is 13-0. Winston County, though, would get something going. They get the ball back, and they're going to go to the direct snap range here. Cameron Adderholt was a bulldog tonight. 27 yards on a first down. They're going to go back to the same thing. Adderholt, direct snap. He's going to take this one 16 yards for another first down. And guess who? Adderholt again, direct snap, punching it into the end zone. Extra point would be no good, so it's still 13-6. Pleasant Valley, and we would have a trouble here. Cooper Dougal with a toss, going to try and find a receiver downfield. He gets picked off by Brantley Bryant. Adderholt again. They found something that works, Coach. They're going to keep going to it. This time he's going to take this one down for 32 yards down inside the 5-yard line. More Winston County. Will Elliott keeps the ball, going to go in there for a score. 2-point conversion again, no good, so PV's still up by 1, 13-12. Salster keeps it. Tell me if you've seen this. Well, you've seen it already a couple times tonight, but how many times this year? My goodness, 72 yards. He takes it to the house. Another touchdown for PV and for Salster. The extra point would be a little interesting. They're going to pull the fake. Hudson Sparks going to wind up with it on the back end of this. 2-point conversion would be good. So 21-12 as we go into halftime. Now to the second half. PV gets the ball to start. Big play. Swing pass to Dougal. He's going to take this one 55 yards to pay dirt. Extra point would be good. 28-12 now. Winston County would punt again, giving the ball back to this man, which is never a good thing. Salster breaks tackles, picks up 30 yards and a touchdown again. Extra point no good, but it's all good. They're in control, 34-12, but Alexander, this is a big gainer down inside the 10. Winston County driving on a 4th and 9, hoping to put this one into the end zone. Elliott's going to keep it, and he's going to do just that. In there for the score, Adderholt. Seen him a couple times with the direct snap. They stay with it again. 2-point conversion good. So it looks like they were extending it, but now it's close. 2-score game, 34-20 the score. 9.5 minutes to go. PV in the huddle, trying to figure out what they're going to do. And that is going to be a pass and catch. Salster with a big 15-yard touchdown pass. Extra point no good, but they're up by 20. 40-20 the score. 6 minutes left in the game. Winston County not going away without a fight. Elliott to Alexander, 14 yards on a first down. Elliott keeps the ball this time and scores, so it's a 12-point game with 1:15 to go. Winston County would try another onside kick, but this time PV would recover. They would take a knee. Coach Nix would get the bath, and PV hangs on in an incredible, historic win for the Pleasant Valley Raiders. 40-28, they beat Winston County. We caught up with the Raiders after the game.
Hello, this is Coach Short with High School Football Alabama's after the game. With the Pleasant Valley Raiders, Coach, there's a lot of history made. Started last week with 9 wins. I think tonight made 10 wins.
Ain't no doubt.
And more importantly, your first ever home playoff win period. Is that right?
That's it.
Guys, what do y'all think about that period tonight? Coach, we talked a little bit yesterday, and you couldn't have started no better. We talked about starting fast, keeping the ball away from them. But the start and the way you finished the half and the way you started the second half, that middle eight, I guess we'd call it. Tell us a little bit about that.
That's it. You know, coming out of halftime, we told the players, we said, the first 5 minutes of this third quarter, you got to play it like it's the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. And I think the way we started that right there, the way we started that second half helped us right there, because we knew, like, good teams make pushes. All right, and they made some pushes, but every time that they made a score, our guys was able to answer back, stay calm, stay the course, and do their job. And I mean, I couldn't be more proud of a group of players, coaches, community. I mean, when I say that Raider Stadium is the loudest stadium in the county, I'm telling you, if you don't believe it, get your tail and watch a game here, and you'll see it.
Yeah, and you better get here early to find a place to park, because I almost didn't find a place to park tonight. Coach, I think that as the game went along, I think your players finally figured out the 5 things that your coaches are talking about each week, and I think they found that tonight.
Oh, there's no doubt. You know, we just got to keep grinding, keep doing, you know, what got us here. And, you know, in that grit and that determination, you know, in the playoffs, everything resets. So I know it's the 10th win, but it's the first win. It's the first win. And, you know, those 9 wins were big, but this 1-0 feels as great as it can be right here. And it's players like these guys right here that's believed in the process, and it didn't happen overnight. These guys have come a long way, and they're all together. There's brotherhood. They love each other. And that's what makes it so special. I think that's why the stadium's packed out, because they see that these players believe in each other.
What makes it special is these cheerleaders, these football players, these managers, the coaches, and all those fans, the band, administration, everybody, Pleasant Valley Raiders, there's a lot of blue out here tonight.
There ain't no doubt. There's a lot of blue, and there's a lot of red, and there's a lot of dubs right here. All right? And I'm telling you, that's what, look, hey, this bunch right here likes to win. And that's what I love about them. They come to practice every week to win. They come to play to win. And, man, they're fun to coach.
Guys, how loud can you get when we talk about that 10th win, but more importantly, that first playoff win? How loud can you get, guys and ladies? Tell me. Again, congratulations from High School Football Alabama's after the game. And, Coach, just keep grinding.
That's it. Oh, yeah. Keep working.
We're out. Thank you. One more time, ladies. Here we go, guys.
Shots like this at the end of the game. I'm a little jealous because whenever I go shoot, it's just me. I can't have the camera set up and I can be there with everybody. It looks like you're having such a good time. Those are kind of becoming a part of the show, I guess, now.
Well, we've got so many Thursday night games that allows us to do that, where we usually don't get to stay to the end of games like that. A lot of times we get to do that on Thursday night. Huge win. We're going to go through all the brackets, but of course, Pleasant Valley moves on to round number 2 for the first time ever. They will travel to Tuscaloosa Academy in Tuscaloosa. They won tonight against Susan Moore at home, 35-14. So the matchup next week in the second round, Pleasant Valley going to Tuscaloosa to take on Tuscaloosa Academy. So next weekend, the Oklahoma Sooners are coming to town, and the Pleasant Valley Raiders are coming to T-Town next week.
Look, it's a great atmosphere. The coach was in a lie about, you know, their fans are extremely loud. He's bought a train horn or whatever, and it is so loud you can't hear yourself. But they do a good job of everything that they do. They feed the officials, and they always take care of the officials up in their building. But there's a guy named Phil Williams. Phil Williams. He's always, last year he took me up there and he said, Coach, we're going to take you up here to eat. Well, when I called out there this year, Coach Nick said, well, Coach, we're going to get you taken care of, you and whoever's with you. So they took us up there to eat, and oh boy, they had some food. Yes, they did. And his mother, Mary Williams, who's 91 years old, starts cooking on Thursday for officials and whoever's going to eat with them. They're in the weight room, and she had something called a chocolate eclair cake. Oh gosh, it was good. And I've told them
our photographer Cameron Greenwood called that a chocolate eclair situation last night.
It was because
Situation in
you know
Pleasant Valley.
look, after 8 plates of it, I mean he didn't. I mean he just kept on eating.
That's not good.
Eating,
It's
and
bad for you.
it was good. It
Yeah,
was
that was
good.
good.
And I even mentioned. I said, you know what? I mean, we like to eat there. He said, you know, we might can make that happen one night. Bringing one here. I'll take care of
We've
it.
had desserts brought in here before.
Absolutely. That's a tradition here. All the final scores from East Alabama are tonight on our Emblem Credit Union bottom line. Let's tell you about the folks from Emblem Credit Union, great sponsors of high school football and Friday Night Lights. They support high school football in Alabama. The great athletes, the cheer teams, the coaches, the bands. They sponsor our Band of the Week every Friday night. They're more than a credit union. They stand for you on football Friday nights and with our schools in East Alabama. Emblem Credit Union, we stand for you. We'll be back with more scores, more highlights, and folks, we've got brackets coming, and we're going to begin that next.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did. We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Awards to remember, all of our great awards. I was in Wedowee today, and I was handing out our awards, our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week. You'll see that a little bit later on. I was all over that part of the country in Heflin and in Lionville today with our Tough Guy trophies for our last two teams of the week. All of that comes from Awards to Remember. AwardsToRemember.com. They are, without question, the industry leader in awards here in East Alabama, and they bring you all of our great awards here on After the Game. We promised you brackets, and we're going to bring you brackets now. Before the night is over, we will have 1A through 7A brackets. And let me tell you something. If you miss it tonight, we're going to pull all these bracket segments out, and they'll be posted later on tonight. and you will be able to go and pick out your bracket, 1A, 2A, 3A, and we'll give you not only North Alabama but South Alabama, the entire bracket. You'll see it graphically for you on After the Game and on our Facebook page at High School Football Alabama. So without further ado, let's go to our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden brackets, and we're going to begin in Class 1A. And as we go to Class 1A, we'll begin. They're doing a little different this year with Athletic Association. We want to begin in South Alabama as always, and here it is in South Alabama. University Charter. That is a relatively new school in Livingston. They are the Trailblazers. That's a unique nickname, the only Trailblazers in Alabama. They beat Nola-Sulga 54-14 tonight at home in Livingston. They are ranked number 9 in the ASWA final poll. They will be at home again next week in Livingston as Southern Choctaw comes up from Silas. The Indians, they were winners tonight over Georgiana. That was by a score of 40-20. So next week, there's your matchup. Southern Choctaw of Silas playing at number 9 University Charter. University Charter 9-1. Southern Choctaw is now 8-3. Staying in the South, Maplesville. They were the South champions last year. They pounded R.C. Hatch 58-0. They're ranked number 2 in the final ASWA poll. They will get McIntosh. McIntosh goes in and upsets Brantley tonight at Brantley, a perennial South Alabama 1A power, 20-14. So the matchup next week, it'll be number 2 Maplesville, 11-0, traveling to McIntosh to take on the Demons. They are 8-3 in that game down in Southwest Alabama next Friday night. Also staying in the South, McKenzie tonight, number 4 team in the state. They are undefeated, 11-0, beating Milry 46-14. They will get Autauga Academy. Autauga Academy at home tonight in Prattville, beat Choctaw County out of Butler 21-12. So next week it will be Autauga Academy traveling down I-65 to Butler County to take on the McKenzie Tigers. Autauga Academy 7-3, McKenzie now 11-0. Our final games in South Alabama, perennial power Leroy, number 3 team in the state. They are 11-0 now. They beat Elba 53-14 in Elba, or I should say in Leroy. And Linden beat Billingsley 20-11 the final. So the matchup next week is Linden traveling to Leroy. Linden now 6-4. Leroy, the number 3 team in the state, they are 11-0. Let's go now to Class 1A in the North, where Addison beat Ragland 71-39 last night. Berry tonight, a winner over Fayetteville 44-37. So that will be number 6 Addison. They're now 10-1. They will be at home hosting Berry, who comes in at 9-2. Staying in the North, how about the Appalachian Eagles? They are now 11-0. The number 7 team in 1A, routing Shoals Christian 74-6 tonight up on Straight Mountain at Appalachian. They'll get Marion County. Marion County comes in and beats Winneboro tonight in an upset 36-22. So the matchup next week, we got them both as visitors there. They can't both be visitors, but we will tell you that it will be Marion County at home. They will be hosting Appalachian. Appalachian at 11-0, and that will be Marion County coming into that game at 8-3. Staying in the North, number 1 ranked Wadley. The Bulldogs last night beat South Lamar 56-8. They'll get Meek. Meek pulled the upset tonight. They went to Woodville. They beat the Panthers 42-25. So next week, Wadley's going to be on the road as they're going to travel up to Northwest Alabama to Winston County to take on the Meek Tigers. Wadley now 10-0. Meek will come into that game at 8-3. And our final games in Class 1A as we fill out the 1A bracket, it was Hubbardville tonight beating Woodland 67-27. Hubbardville now 11-0, ranked number 5, and they will get Hackleburg. This will be a great matchup next week. The game will be at Hubbardville in Fayette County. Hackleburg last night beat Spring Garden. That was by a score of 32-16. So Hackleburg improves to 8-3. Hubbardville 11-0. That game will be a top 10 matchup, actually. Number 10 Hackleburg playing at number 5 Hubbardville. So that's the 1A bracket. We bring it back here on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. We're coming to you tonight from the Sound Solutions Media Center. We're at Quintard Avenue in downtown Anniston, 12th Street and Quintard, on the campus of Parker Memorial Baptist Church. Great host. They have been for years and again this year. And we're here for another Football Friday night. It's a good time to tell you we're going to be here for the next 2 Fridays with full shows next Friday night, November 14th, and the next Friday night, November 21st, getting through the second round and the quarterfinal round of the AHSAA State Football Playoffs. A lot of Thursday night games last night, Chad. One of those, a battle of, there's no question about it. We talk about blue bloods a lot.
Without doubt.
Alexandria and Fayette County, there's a lot of orange on the field because they're both orange, but there's a lot of blue in the veins because this is about as blue as you get in Class 4A high school football. What we mean by blue bloods is the cream of the crop, traditionally, Fayette County and Alexandria last night.
Good stuff. Always good to see 2 teams like this going head-to-head. But the thing is, these 2 teams are kind of heading in different directions. Alexander, of course, their only loss of the season was to Anniston. Way back in the first half of the season, Fayette County, though, hadn't won a game since October 10th. They lost their last 2 regular season games, and then they were open on the final week of the season. So now they got to come all the way across the state into Death Valley, one of the toughest places to play in November. Let's go to the highlights and check this one out and see exactly how it played out. And there you see it. Welcome to Death Valley, folks. Alexandria hosting Fayette County. It's 27-7 when we arrive. 15:30 in half, and Alexandria's going to start out with Cole Wheeler. Takes a 13-yard touchdown pass, or pass to Tavarian Crooks. Sorry about that, Cole Wheeler. Then J.J. Beeson gets in there to the 11-yard line, and then Beeson would punch it in here from 7 yards out. Fumbled that whole highlight there, but the bottom line is Beeson's good. Over 300 yards rushing tonight, I believe, or last night. Huge night for the running back for Alexandria. Touchdown T-shirts brought to you by RO Supply. Alexandria onside kick, up big, and they don't care. They're going to get the ball back. And John getting a little tip here by the
I learned a lot from Cubby last night.
Cubby helping you out?
Taught me a lot last night.
He probably taught you to give it to Beeson again. Beeson with this one, 30-yard run down to the 9-yard line. Beeson would finish off this drive as well with an 8-yard touchdown run, putting the Valley Cubs on top at this point, 40-7. Jeremiah Stowe and Fayette County would have some fireworks late. Jordan would say this is against the second string, or some of the second stringers on Alexander. Doesn't matter. The points still count, and that's going to be a 55-yard touchdown run by Jeremiah Stowe. Ryan Brown, though, would punch this one back. This is going to be a 15-yard gain for the fullback. Coach Ginn looking on. His team is cruising, but they want more. Jonathan Santos from 3 yards out. Touchdown Valley Cubs. PAT would be good. Final score of this one would be 47-14, a release at this point. And there you see Chris Evans. I remember years ago when you and I did the Pigskin Roundup, I always asked you on these questions, is Chris Evans, is he ever going to eclipse Matt Campbell? You always said no, but this kid went on. Huge week for him, and inducted into the Sanford Hall of Fame. Great to see him on the sideline. Great to see Alexander with a big win tonight.
Alexandria, a huge win over Fayette County, putting them in the second round. By the way, Alexandria will move on to take on Plainview. They'll get their shot at Dale and Jeremy Pruitt next Friday night in Rainsville. A great top 10 matchup, an undefeated Plainview team. Before we get to that, though, we had a chance to catch up after the game, appropriately, with Alexandria head coach Todd Ginn and the Alexandria team and cheerleaders in Death Valley last night.
It has happened many times over the years, and it happened again tonight on a Thursday night here at Death Valley. That is a playoff win for the Alexandria Valley Cubs, beating traditional power Fayette County here tonight, 47-14. Coach Todd Ginn is here with us. We got the quarterback, Cole Wheeler. We got the tailback who had a tremendous night, J.J. Beeson, here tonight, and the entire Alexandria team and cheerleaders. Let's begin with the players. I think unofficially over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns tonight. You know, you don't look like a workhorse, but that's workhorse-like numbers tonight, JJ.
Yes, sir. I want to give all glory to God and thank my coaches for preparing us and the people that block up front for me.
Obviously, you felt like you could run the football against them. You did that very well tonight. Tell us about a little bit of the game plan from that rushing standpoint.
Just run down their throat, get as many yards as I can every time I run it.
All right, let's talk about the quarterback over here, because Cole Wheeler got off to a 9 out of 9 start. Would have been 10 out of 10, but I think y'all had to spike the ball there right before halftime. Just tell us about your game. I mean, gosh, 9 out of 9 in the first half. That's pretty good.
It's all these linemen, and it's all these coaches in the game plan. Coach Will calling the plays, and it's my receivers getting open. I trust them.
How does it feel to be
the quarterback of the Valley Cubs, and, that's always been an awesome position out here in Alexandria. And then to win a playoff game. You've grown up your whole life watching that. You win a playoff game here at Death Valley tonight, and you're the QB. Tell us about how that feels.
It's just crazy tradition and nothing like it. No other feeling like it.
Let's talk to the coach here, Coach Todd Ginn. Coach, your team obviously came out ready to play tonight, jumped on them very well. Atmosphere here was incredible, as it always is. I mean, I love high school football, and it doesn't get much better than this tonight in Death Valley.
Well, it started this morning. You spoke at the prayer breakfast, did a wonderful job, but you said it best. We've got a tradition here like none other. We've got a community like none other. We've got players and fans that believe in us and always stay behind us. And these players love to play for that. That's why I've been here my whole life, is because that is addictive to have that kind of support. And like I said, you don't show up every Friday night and see this. So for people to come in here to Death Valley, as people like to call it, it's a tough place to come play, and our players play well. Hey, we played 6 times on the road this year, so we're used to going on the road, but we love playing here, and these guys play well, and our fans always come out and support so good.
We talked with JJ a little bit about the game plan, about coming out and establishing the run, which you obviously did. You told the team just now you're going to go ahead and start preparing again for round number 2.
Yeah.
Your preparation for this was obviously very good.
Well, they came out, I don't know what point in the game y'all got here, but they onside kicked the very first kickoff and got it. And that's what I was talking to our guys about. They got the kick, and there was no confidence, let down, nothing like that. So, we're going to continually, I learned that from my dad. These coaches are going to prepare. These players are going to buy into what we do, and we're going to get ready starting tomorrow. We'll fix some things we did tonight, and we'll get ready for Plainview.
Every team in Alexandria has common things through the years. All the great playoff teams have certain things in common, but they're all a little bit different too. What's different in a good way? What do you like about this particular team?
Well, I mean, this team is just fun. I mean, this dude right here, number 9, he shows – I mean, he's right here out of the corner of my eye, but you'll look, he's always got a smile on his face. And I don't care if it's 20 degrees and raining and we're out here practicing, he's going to be ready to go. And I say that not just to talk about Corey, but I talk about our team. It's so fun to be around these guys, and it's so fun to coach them, and they have a good time, even in practice. And when your team has a good time in practice in the preparation part, you've got a good club, and that's what I feel like we have.
Congratulations, Valley Cubs win over Fayette County, 47-14 here tonight on a Thursday night in Death Valley. All right, players, coaches, cheerleaders. Was it a good night tonight in Death Valley?
Yeah!
We got it going up.
Double down on the Cubs.
I'm telling you, Cubby was into it last night. Cubby came over and was observing me, and then I'm taking notes. Cubby's taking notes, writing things down. I'm observing. Cubby was leading the charge there at the end there. Big win for Alexandria last night. 10-1 are the Valley Cubs, and what a monumental matchup next week. 10-1 going to Plainview. They're 11-0. Dale Pruitt, one of the legendary coaches in this state, the head football coach. I was talking with some folks tonight from up that way, and they were telling me, well, here's the way it is. Dale runs the offense. Jeremy Pruitt, maybe you've heard of him, knows a little bit about defense.
Yeah, pretty good.
It runs the defense.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty lethal combination because they're 11-0, and the Valley Cubs coming to town. What a great matchup that's going to be next week.
We talk about Central Clay kind of being in no man's land. They don't get a lot of coverage. That extreme northeast portion, outside of Fife, that little area doesn't get a whole lot of coverage. They don't have anybody centralized for them. I think Plainview's a good football team. I've seen Coach Pruitt's interviews here the last couple of weeks. He seems very confident with his team. So it's not going to be a cakewalk by any means for Alexander to get to the third round for sure.
No, it won't be. And what we'll probably see this week is in the course of the game, things that coaches work on all year, but you don't ever use it, you'll see it this week. Because just for the fact that we got him. We got that defensive coordinator right where we want him right there.
Yeah.
And that's for you as a coach. I mean, these are the matchups why you get into coaching. To be able to go up against a guy that's not just a great high school coach, but he's one of the best defensive coordinators in the country.
Yes.
One of the coolest things I saw, too, because I think 2 years ago, when did he go on field with Plainview? Was it last year or year before last?
Year before last.
Year before last. They played at Glencoe, and I remember seeing him on the sideline, and this is fresh off of all the stuff.
Yeah.
And he was coaching like it was the SEC championship game, on his toes, doing all this kind of stuff. Like he was into it. So it's really cool, that whole story. And then it's really cool to see these two teams play next week.
Absolutely. Speaking of Alexandria, 2 weeks from today, Noble Bank and Trust, they've got a branch in Alexandria. They are going to have their Customer Appreciation Day. A lot of big things going on. So go out and see them. Noble Bank and Trust, of course, they bring you our post-game presser here. Earlier we had Brett Henderson, head coach of the Lincoln Golden Bears. Noble Bank and Trust, they've got locations to serve you all across East Alabama, not only in Alexandria, but in Anniston, in Oxford. They also are over in Heflin. They're at the Summit. They are all over the place. Go by and see the fine folks at Noble Bank and Trust, and go by and see them in Alexandria November 21st for their Customer Appreciation Day. We told you we got a lot of Randy Woods, state representative out of District 36, extra points, and we've got another one coming out, a couple of extras for you tonight. The AHSAA hosts a meeting of all schools participating in the state football playoffs each Saturday morning during November in Montgomery. The meeting serves as the official setting of the brackets, confirming playoff matchups, the sites, the dates, as well as game management. A lot goes on at 9 o'clock sharp tomorrow morning in Montgomery. We'll be back with tons more highlights as we roll on a Football Friday night presented by the Calhoun County Commission.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you. The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
As we mentioned tonight and every Football Friday night, we are coming to you live from the Sound Solutions Media Center on Quintard Avenue in Anniston at Parker Memorial Baptist Church. And I'm going to tell you personally tonight about Sound Solutions, because I've watched these guys in action just within the last couple of months at special events at the Calhoun County Sports Hall of Fame when the power went out, and they handled that by bringing in extra equipment to make sure that there was sound and doing it under high pressure. Also, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes Fields of Faith, an outdoor event in Jacksonville in a new location, and sound at a premium, making sure that everybody could hear and see what was going on, and they did a fantastic job for that. So if you've got a special event coming up, indoors, outdoors, don't worry. When things go wrong, when something happens beyond your control, like a storm coming through or something like that, the folks at Sound Solutions have it covered for you, and you can see them. Go and visit them right there on Highway 78 East in Oxford. All right, tonight we're going to move on here as we are rolling on this Football Friday night. I got a lot of papers here. We're going to see where we're going next. We got some highlights coming up, Chad. What a bit of a different thing. I thought it was a very genius thing. Now, the weather did not pan out. I kind of predicted that in a week.
It never does exactly what we think it's going to do.
Yeah, it never does.
But everybody's prepared.
But nonetheless, I thought Anniston really made a great decision because they're playing Fultondale at home tonight, Watt Mosby Memorial Stadium. And they said, this storm's not going to come in until later on tonight. Why don't we kick this thing off at 5 o'clock? And that's what they did.
That's what they did. And really, when you think about it, it's kind of genius because Fultondale don't get off work till like 4. So it's a long trek to get there. The band didn't get there till almost a minute left in the first quarter. So it's very quiet on the Fultondale side. Quiet on both sides, though, because of the 5 o'clock kick. Let's go to the highlights and see exactly how this one played out. But you know what? They always got the atmosphere when the Anniston band is taking the field. But beware of the dog. Danger. That is Charles Thomas. And keep an eye on him right there coming off the corner. Second play of the game, he causes the strip. Fumble recovered by Anniston. Bulldogs are in charge. Thomas with a huge play. They're going to go right to the ground. Jabari Williams, he's going to take this one just down to the 1 yard line. He's short of the end zone, but he won't be on this next carry. Williams in for the touchdown. 2-point conversion would be good. It's 8-0. The Bulldog gets the touchdown t-shirt tonight, presented by RO Supply. Got to switch it up. It's a long season. 4th and short for Fultondale. They're going for more, and guess who? Thomas again. I didn't plan that shot at the beginning. He just happened to make all the plays tonight, and he was a dog for sure. Back on offense for Anniston. Pope's going to take this keeper. He's going to wing his way down inside the 5. Incredible athlete. Q Cunningham is going to finish off this drive in the first play of the second quarter. 14-0. Extra point would be no good. More Fultondale O, and guess who is coming in here? Meeting him right at the line. I'm telling you, it just so happens. He was there all over the field tonight. More offense now for Anniston because Fultondale couldn't get anything done on offense. And Jabari Williams putting his own receiver into the end zone. My man has been steady all year long. Fultondale, this is their only threat of the night, really, when it mattered. This is a beautiful run down inside the 10-yard line, but they would be facing a 4th and goal from the 9, and Anniston defense is going to hold here because the pass is going to be up, and he is well defended out of bounds. Turnover on downs. Anniston now coming back. Check out this play by Pope. He is dead to rights by 55. Gets around him, keeps his eyes downfield, finds Q Cunningham. That's going to be a big first down for the Bulldogs, and they're in business. But you thought that play was good? Watch this catch. Caleb Moore. They call him Juice or Juicy. They should call him Juice because he looked like Bishop in that play. There's only a few that are going to get that reference. Bishop, Juice, he's got the juice. In for the score. I'll tell you about that in the break. So Moore, second half, back to Moore again. Big play, first down. Q is going to finish this one off with another touchdown. 35-0 Bulldogs on top. The young men wanted to get into the t-shirt throwing because they said we got arms too. RO Supply, touchdown t-shirts. Caught up with head coach of the Anniston Bulldogs after the game.
I guess surviving advance, right? I mean, it was a heck of a win tonight, 49-8.
Yes, sir. Happy with the win. Stuff we still need to clean up. I guess that's a good thing because we're still trying to progress, and we want to continue to progress to be playing our best ball later.
So it was a big win, 49-8, but it was very chippy in this contest. Anniston did a good job of getting their players out of what Fultondale was wanting to get into. So kudos to the coaching staff for the Anniston Bulldogs, keeping them out of trouble and moving on to the second round with everybody in play. Huge win tonight.
Let me tell you about my observations of watching Anniston this year, and you guys have seen them probably a couple more times than I have, but 2 observations about watching Anniston is, first thing is they are very good.
Yes.
Very, very good. And then the second thing is I think that these guys love to play the game of football. You don't always see that. You think, well, all these kids, man, Anniston relishes Friday nights to play. When I'm on their sideline, they're happy, they're smiling, they love playing football. I tell you what, you get a talented team like Anniston, like they are, good football team, and then they love to play.
Yeah.
I mean, they love hitting each other. We just saw that in that highlight there. I mean, that's Anniston's going to be a tough out in Class 4A football for sure.
They have a lot of fun, and we see a lot of teams that have 2 or 3 guys that are your go-tos. They've got like 6 or 7 on offense that they can give the ball to. I mean, they have a ton of weapons, and the big thing is too their lines. The front 7,
athletic.
Oh my goodness, big size, mean streak, thumpers. I mean, they got it all. That's a good football. If they can keep it all together, this team could make some big noise.
I've seen them twice, maybe 3 times, and for a whole game, not just for a quarter. The biggest thing that I see about them is, they've got a good coaching staff, great coaching staff that does a great job, but they are player-led. To watch their players get onto each other, because I've seen it in the past where if one may got onto another one, it'd be an argument, it'd be a fight. Now their kids can get onto each other and they take it as, okay, I mean, he's right, I'm wrong. That's the biggest thing that I've noticed this year in Anniston, and that'll carry them a long way, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, Anniston is a team that, and they're a little bit, last year they went all the way to the quarterfinals, lost to West Morgan, but they are a playoff savvy team. I think that experience from last year going to help them out a lot. I believe Madison Academy beat Hatton tonight. I'm not sure on that, but I think they did, and that would mean Madison Academy coming to Anniston next week. And again, we start talking about blue bloods of high school football. Doesn't get any bluer than Anniston and Madison Academy.
Madison Academy's come to Calhoun County a few times, knocked off Piedmont. Big thriller there years ago when, who was the running back for Auburn? He was there. Yeah. Keyshawn Johnson. Yeah, he was there. So, I mean, good football team.
Carry-on Johnson.
That's
And Malik Miller, who I thought was better than Carry-on Johnson.
They came and beat Auburn a couple years back, too.
Came and beat Sachs. Came and beat Glencoe.
So, Anniston, you got a team coming down here that's coming win all the football games in Calhoun County. You can't let them do it.
It's a different Madison.
It's a different Madison Academy, and I think it's a different Anniston, too.
Yeah. It's a different Anniston, too. Our last Young Oil Grub Mart muscle team of the year as the Etowah offensive line. Let me tell you what they did in the last regular season game. Etowah had not won a football game all year. They got the Lincoln Golden Bears coming to town. And let me tell you, they scored 44 points against Lincoln. Not only that, they rolled up 348 yards rushing. When you roll up 348 yards rushing, your offensive line is doing some work. And that offensive line at Etowah is J.C. Garmony, JoJo Penrod, Caleb Dixon, Andrew Lee, Cole Kirby, Tristan Ruiz, and Jordan Richards. They will all get one of those great black muscle team T-shirts courtesy of Young Oil Grub Mart. 348 yards rushing for the Etowah Blue Devils. And where do those muscle team T-shirts come from? They originate from our friends at Red Threads. They give us our T-shirts for not only the muscle team, but our RO Supply touchdown T-shirts. They also supply us with our Anniston Orthopedic Score shirts for our Team of the Week. But it's not just T-shirts. They have a storefront in Jacksonville on the square, Red Threads powered by O-Brand, with the best selection of Jacksonville State merchandise. Jacksonville State's got a huge football game coming up a week from Saturday. Probably going to be the conference championship game with Kennesaw State coming in, which is a rival game. And before the game, go by the square in Jacksonville and check out Red Threads for your game day gear. And this show would not be possible, I can assure you, without the help of our friends at the Calhoun County Commission. They are our presenting sponsor, bringing you after the game on Football Friday nights our friends Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, Lee Patterson, supporting our schools, our arts, our recreational and tourism, everything really that goes on quality of life in Calhoun County, you can rest assured somewhere along the way that the Calhoun County Commission is right behind it. We've got tons of brackets, more highlights as we roll on this Football Friday night presented by the Calhoun County Commission.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated. Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle into Ted's today.
Coming up, we're going to show you nominees for this year's Game of the Year. This year brought to you by Dad's Barbecue at Top of the River. Let's tell you about Dad's Barbecue. They've been in Aniston since 1985 with true hickory smoked meats, barbecue ribs, turkey, ham, chicken. We're getting into that time of year. We're about 3 weeks away from Thanksgiving, so time to make your Thanksgiving plans, and you won't find any better turkey than the folks at Dad's Barbecue, located on North McClellan Boulevard in Aniston. Well, we introduced this year something new. This was our core sports medicine play of the night. We've had, one week we had about 138,000 views of one single play of our play of the night. This has been a gigantic success. We post these things on Saturday mornings, and people enjoy watching the top play of all the plays that we have available at our video disposal on those Friday nights. And we've had 11 weeks of the regular season, okay? And now we're going to do something even more, a little bit different, and it involves you. Beginning Monday, go to our Facebook page at High School Football Alabama, and you will be able to vote and it's going to be total fan vote on this. What you think is the play of the year, our Core Sports Medicine play of the year here in East Alabama for the entire regular season of high school football. And you will be able to choose from the 11 plays of the night this year. What are those plays of the night, you may ask? We're going to show you right now and take you back down memory lane of the 2025 football season. We're going to begin with Piedmont. This is Raleigh Pinto with a catch in the season opener week 1 against Cherokee County at the Field of Champions. Not bad. Now we go to week 2. Bryce Whitaker of Hoax Bluff, 59-yard touchdown run on a Thursday night against arch rivals Southside at Barney Hood Stadium in Southside. Still in August there. We get into the month of September. Week number 3, MJ Morris, a 91-yard return to the opening kickoff for a touchdown against White Plains at Death Valley in Alexandria. Here's Anniston's DK Baker with a game-winning interception in the end zone versus Alexandria from week number 4. The return was not for a touchdown, but that sealed the win for Anniston and really sealed the region championship in that win over rival Alexandria. Week number, there's the replay of that. Look at that. Took it away from the Alexandria wide receiver and brings it back up the field. Another Thursday night game. Trendon Glenn of Central of Clay County with an acrobatic 30-yard fumble return all the way down to the 3-yard line against Sylacauga at Legion Stadium. Week number 6, the longest of the year. Andre Ford of Oxford, a 99-yard touchdown pass. This is as long as it gets from Maddox Mims in the game versus Helena down at Lamar Field in Oxford from week number 6. Week number 7, Parker Gullidge of Glencoe blocked a punt, caught it for a touchdown in the end zone in their win against Weaver. Here it is again over at Wilson Darnell Field in Glencoe. Great play by Parker Gullidge of the Glencoe Yellow Jackets from week number 7. Week number 8 is coming up next, and this is going to be Pleasant Valley's Caden Vick. A very nice 43-yard touchdown run at Gaston. Look out for the spin move here. Yeah, there it comes. Springs him into the end zone as Pleasant Valley won at Gaston in week number 8. Week number 9 is coming up. J.J. Beeson of Alexandria with a game-clinching pick 6, an interception return for a touchdown against Cherokee County at Death Valley and Alexandria as Cherokee County completed, or I should say Alexandria completed the comeback against Cherokee County in week number 9. Week number 10, this is Zion Newell with a touchdown pass from quarterback J.T. Wilkerson of Central Clay County in the win over at Pell City 6-3. That earned Team of the Week honors for Central of Clay County. We presented the trophy and the T-shirts today down at Central of Clay County. And our final Play of the Year nominee, as we bring it forward all the way to just last week, week number 11, Tariq Judkins with a 2-point conversion pass from Damon Pope against Jacksonville up at Golden Eagle Stadium in Jacksonville. Coach Michael Short joins us now. Coach, I would say that's 11 pretty doggone good plays from high school football in East Alabama this year. The fans will vote on this as to which one was the very best.
And I was fortunate to see 3 of those. So, you know, it's those are great plays by great players. And they're ESPN quality plays. They could be on ESPN highlights.
And hats off to our great photographers, our great photographers out there catching all of these great plays. The voting will begin Monday. High School Football Alabama on Facebook. We'll vote for about 2 weeks, and we'll announce the winner on our last show coming up here on November the 21st. And we'll have a plaque, or if it involves 2 players, plaques, if it's a touchdown pass, for whoever is the play of the year that we will present to them.
It's going to be some tough voting, I'm telling you.
It is going to be tough.
Great plays.
Let's go now to our T1 Chevrolet of Gadsden brackets. We got a lot of brackets coming up in the next half hour or so. Let's go down to Class 2A. We will begin in South Alabama, Luverne. A lot of folks think the Tigers are going to be the team to come out of South Alabama and make it to Protective Stadium in Birmingham. Luverne tonight was a winner over Central of Coosa 50-12. G.W. Long of Skipperville, they win at J.U. Blackshear in Uri tonight by a score of 28-7. So next week, here's the matchup. It's going to be Luverne traveling over to Skipperville to take on the GW Long Rebels. Luverne, the #1 team in Class 2A, taking on GW Long. GW Long 7-4. Luverne is 11-0. Staying in South Alabama in 2A, Lynette tonight, no problem at home at Morgan Washburn Stadium in Lynette, beating Zion Chapel out of Jack, Alabama, 42-6. And it was Ariton just down the road from Zion Chapel. Ariton, the Purple Cats tonight, winning over Washington County of Chatham 55-14. So the matchup next week is going to be Ariton, the Purple Cats, traveling into Lynette to take on the Panthers. Lynette 9-2. Ariton is 9-2. Lynette number 5, Ariton number 6. That'll be a top 10 matchup coming up in 2A next week. Staying in South Alabama in Class 2A, Cottonwood tonight rolling over the Chickasaw Chieftains 46-7 tonight down in the Wiregrass at Cottonwood. Reeltown, the team that was in the Super 7 last year in Birmingham, they won the thing, the defending state champions. Reeltown blasting Highland home tonight. They beat the Flying Squadron 55-19 down at Reeltown. Next week, here's 2A Blue Bloods right here, folks. Reeltown traveling to the Wiregrass to take on the Cottonwood Bears. Cottonwood is now 7-3-1. Reeltown is ranked number 7. They are 8-3. We stay in South Alabama. Providence Christian. I think I called this one, didn't I, Coach? I think I did.
You did.
Providence Christian beat Clark County 17-14 tonight in Grove Hill. Lochapoka on the road, no problem with the Goshen Eagles, 47-0. So next week it will be Providence Christian. They're out of Dothan. They're now 8-3, taking on the Lochapoka Indians. That will be in Dothan. The Indians also come in at 8-3. Let's bring it into North Alabama in 2A. Pisgah, the Eagles continue to roll, beating Tanner at home tonight 42-14. Vincent rolling over the Falkville Blue Devils 34-6. So next week we'll get what I think is a sneaky good matchup next week. Vincent going into Sam Kennemer Stadium in Pisgah to take on the Eagles. This is a top 10 matchup. Pisgah number 3, they're 9-2. Vincent also 9-2, ranked number 8 in the last ASWA poll. Staying in the North, last night it was Red Bay beating Sandrock 53-14. Tonight, Southeastern, good football team. They beat Sulligent 26-8. Next week, I think this is a good matchup. Southeastern on the road playing at Red Bay. Red Bay 9-2. Southeastern also comes in at 9-2. Staying in the North, number 2 ranked Coosa Christian tonight, blasting Isabella 56-14. They'll get Lexington. A little bit surprised by this score last night. Lexington manhandling North Sand Mountain 52-23. So next week it will be Lexington, the Golden Bears. They come in at 8-3 to take on a 9-2 Coosa Christian team. That will be in Gadsden at Philip Ellen Stadium. And finally, in Class 2A, Tuscaloosa Academy. They beat Susan Moore tonight down in Tuscaloosa 35-14. Pleasant Valley last night beating Winston County 40-28. So next week, Pleasant Valley travels down to Tuscaloosa to take on Tuscaloosa Academy. That's a top 10 matchup. Number 9 Tuscaloosa Academy. They come into the game at 8-3. Pleasant Valley ranked number 4 in the last ASWA poll, and they will come in now with a record, get this folks, 10-1. Pleasant Valley, the Raiders are 10-1. I hung out today with our fine friends from Ted's Floors and Beyond, presenting our last 2 Ted Floors and Beyond Team of the Weeks at Cleburne County and also down at Central Clay County today. The folks from Ted's Floors and Beyond, fantastic folks. They've been great partners with our Team of the Week here on High School Football Alabama. But beyond that, if you have any flooring needs, cabinet needs, you're going to remodel your bathroom, whatever it is, you want to go see the folks at Ted's Floors and Beyond. They have a great showroom there on U.S. Highway 431 in the Saks area. Go and see them. They'll also come out to your house, and they'll come out there and have a great the measurements they'll do, the estimates and all that kind of stuff. They're prompt, they're on time. They're not going to waste your time. They value your time, and they're great folks, honest folks. Ted's Floors and Beyond, bringing you our Team of the Week. We've got another extra point coming from State Representative Randy Wood out of District 36. The Alexandria Valley Cubs led Fayette County 7-0 at the end of the first quarter of last night's first-round playoff game. The shutout in the opening quarter continues a season where the Cubs have not given up a point in the first quarter all season. All right, Jeremy Pruitt, you see that stat there for next week? Alexandria has outscored opponents 107-0 in the first quarter of play through the first 11 games of the 2025 campaign. Thanks to Jordan Smith from the Alexandria Valley Cubs Sports Network for that little tidbit for our Extra Point, presented by State Representative Randy Wood. Back in just a moment.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Young Oil Grub Mart bringing you our muscle team. We just showed you our last muscle team of the year, the folks from Etowah's offensive line. Young Oil Grub Mart, let me tell you, there's not anybody that supports and has supported for about 75 years high school and Jacksonville State athletics like the folks at Young Oil Grub Mart. They've got locations Cherokee County, Calhoun County, Etowah County. They're down in Lee County. They're over in St. Clair and even in Walker counties now. They got the 99-cent bag of ice. Great, fresh gasoline, some of the best gasoline that you can find. Go in their store. They'll have everything for your tailgating needs as well. Young Oil Grub Mart bringing you our Young Oil Grub Mart muscle team again this year in 2025. Back on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission on this football Friday night, coming to you live from the Sound Solutions Media Center on Quintard Avenue in Midtown Anniston. More highlights coming your way. Tonight, another team, you mentioned it, that because of geography sometimes, they kind of get overlooked. And I think Danny Horn's just fine with that. But it's hard to overlook what they did to Sipsey Valley tonight.
Well, that was one thing we were talking about in the break. I was like, where is Sipsey Valley? So we did a little research. Romulus, Alabama. It's just outside of Tuscaloosa. It's about 2 hours west.
Buell is also another community there that they draw from.
The name of the river, Coach?
Sipsey.
Sipsey River. Right off the Sipsey River. So, and if you don't know who Sipsey Valley is, don't feel bad about it. They've only been playing football since 2010. So, relatively new school, so that's why you may not have heard of them. But Central definitely did their homework on them before tonight's matchup as well. Let's go down south to Upchurch Field and see how this one actually played out. To the highlights we go. See how those Volunteers took on the Bears. And we go to Upchurch Field at Volunteer Stadium. Captain's going to shake hands, and the Central Clay Volunteers are going to take the field. Going to start out on offense for Clay Central, and it's a good thing because J.D. Hall is going to toss and find Taylor Boyd. 11 yards and a first down for the Vols. Hall now is going to hand off to Boyd, and this time it's going to be a big game. 37 yards, getting the Volunteers down inside the 10-yard line, and they're going to punch this one in. Hall's going to take this QB keeper, and he's going to go in there for the score. The Vols on top first tonight, round one of the playoffs. Extra point is good, 7-0. Clay Central. The RO Supply touchdown T-shirts go into the stands. Probably got some relatives in there somewhere from me. Sipsey Valley gets the ball, but it's going to be a pick. Kingston Toll tries to screen pass, picked up by Zion Newell. Touchdown Central Clay. They're going to punch in this two-point conversion. Caden Glenn with the direct snap. Score at this point now, 15-0 Clay Central on top. Sipsey Valley trying to punt, but the ball snapped over the punter's head. Cannot catch it. Recovered by the Volunteers at the 15. Coach Horn, thank you for that, as he thinks. And his team goes in for another score. Touchdown Vols. Extra point's going to be good. Clay Central, leads now 22-0. Sorry about that, lineman folks. Central Clay huddle. More special teams issue for the Bears. Trouble in the punt team, but Vols going to like this. Peyton Burkfield will recover that. Hall to Newell for 35 yards for another score. Extra point, no good. 28-0 now Central Clay. More Vols with the ball. Newell hits a hole. He's going to go 28 yards on a first down. Handoff now to Boyd. Boyd's going to take this over the left side. Just getting inside the pylon for a 15-yard touchdown run. Extra point, no good. 34-0 though at this point. Vols would win big tonight in Ashland, 48-7.
I was talking with Coach Horn today down at the pep rally, and we were talking for a bit before the pep rally, and you know, their quarterback, J.T. Wilkerson, didn't play tonight. And we're just in the course of the conversation is just striking. I mean, Coach Short, you and I have talked about this a lot, that the number of ways offensively that Clay Central can beat you. They can line up and they can manhandle you. They can beat you with speed on the outside. They can run the option. They can spread you out and run 4 wide receivers and throw the football. That is one of the things over this last decade or so that has made Clay Central so good is the fact that they're a tough team, Coach. You can speak to this. They're a tough team to prepare for, especially at the high school level with a week to get ready for kind of all the different things that Clay Central is capable of throwing at you offensively.
You hate to see any kid get hurt, but it's probably now if you look back, it was a blessing. That he got hurt early, and they were able to play 4 or 5 weeks without him. They were able to find out what they could do and what they couldn't do. And now, you know, he got a little injury to take care of, but you could see tonight they were a whole lot better at doing what they had done earlier in the year with him out. I think, they've missed him at quarterback, but when they get him back this next week, he helps them a lot on defense too. To me, that's where, they're impressive doing a lot of stuff on offense, but when it comes down to it, they're good
Danny
on defense. They're good on defense, and they're going to be good on defense, and they're very sound at what they do. I mean, look what they did to Pell City. They give up 3 points.
And I guess that was my point. Everybody knows with Danny Horn, the reputation down through the years. You know Clay Central is going to be good on defense, and everybody talks about Clay Central, and they talk about the defense, and sometimes they're just as tough on that offensive side to prepare for. The bottom line of all that is it's a really good, solid football team, top to bottom.
When I asked him twice this week, are you sure that y'all are going to play on Friday night? He said, I'm not going to say it again. He said, football is about rain and wind and lightning and all that. We're going to play on Friday night. I said, okay, just wanted to make sure. Well, you're going to start early? It starts at 7 o'clock.
Guys, let's go diving deep into the brackets. Now we're up to Class 3A, our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden brackets, and we go to Class 3A and begin in the South. We're going to tell you some more about this South Side of Selma team and certainly about one of their players coming up. Southside of Selma 11-0. They beat Dadeville last night 32-15 last night was the score. They're the number 3 team in the state in Class 3A. They're taking on Cottage Hill Christian out of Mobile. They beat Wicksburg tonight in Mobile 41-8. So next week is a top 10 matchup. Number 3 Southside of Selma at home against number 9 Cottage Hill Christian out of Mobile. Staying in the South tonight, Glenwood. They beat Thomasville 43-10. Impressive win by Glenwood. Also, there's some blue bloods right there again. Trinity Presbyterian beating T.R. Miller 24-8. So next week it will be Trinity Presbyterian. They will travel on the road to Smith Station to take on Glenwood Academy next week. Now, we stay in the South in Class 3A. Montgomery Academy, my pick from the summertime to win the South. They beat Flomaton tonight 42-0 in Montgomery. It'll be a private school matchup next week between them and Lee Scott Academy out of Auburn. Lee Scott at home in Auburn tonight beat Hale County of Moundville 42-14. So next week it will be Lee Scott. They will travel down I-85 to Montgomery to take on the Montgomery Academy Eagles. And one more game to tell you about in the South. Bayside Academy beat Houston Academy out of Dothan last night. That game was in Daphne. Bayside wins at 46-7. Randolph County goes into Thorsby, beat a 9-1 Thorsby team 51-40. So that means big home game for Randolph County next week is Bayside Academy's got to come all the way from Daphne to Wedowee to take on the Tigers. It's going to be a great game. Randolph County's 9-2. Bayside Academy ranked number 5 in the last poll. They come in at 10-1. 3A North, lots of interest in this. Mars Hill Bible, they're pretty good. They beat Whitesburg Christian out of Huntsville 70-14 last night over in Florence. Winfield beat Glencoe 39-0. So Winfield will travel up north to Florence to Cox Creek Parkway to take on the Mars Hill Bible Panthers. Mars Hill ranked number 1 there, 11-0. Winfield comes in at 9-2. This is going to be an interesting matchup next week. Geraldine beat T.M. Rogers of Florence tonight at home 59-27. Well, I should say that was last night. Westbrook Christian tonight, they beat Vinemont 49-0. What a matchup next week. This is kind of it's going to be hard to, I know it's a ways to Geraldine. It's going to be hard for me to kind of stay away from this game. Westbrook Christian going into Geraldine. Westbrook 10-1 now, ranked number 10, and Geraldine ranked number 4. They come in at 10-1. Great matchup at Coolidge Isabel Stadium in Geraldine next week. 2 more games to tell you about next week in Class 3A in the North. Piedmont beat Phil Campbell 59-19. Fife beat Lauderdale County 34-7 at Fife. Blue Bloods, here we go again. Fife and Piedmont, one more time. They have had some outstanding games.
Teams that have been more dominant in their classifications over the last 10, 15 years. I mean, I don't see one out there.
And Chad, you're right. And I'll tell you something else about when they have played each other in playoffs, even in jamborees and stuff, the games have been outstanding. Last year they played at the Field of Champions at Piedmont. Goal line stand by the Bulldogs. Fife has to come into the Field of Champions next week to take on Piedmont. Just those names. Number 2 Piedmont 11-0. Number 7 Fife comes in at 8-3. And the final game in Class 3A, Gordo beat Walter Welborn tonight 49-0. Colbert County beat what I thought was a good Collinsville team. I missed on that one. I thought Collinsville had a chance for an upset. Colbert County beat them 64-19. So next week, you got Colbert County and Gordo next week. That game is going to be played at Gordo. Gordo comes in ranked number 8. They are 9-1. Colbert County comes in with a mark of 7-3. But that's a dangerous Indian team from Wheaton, a team that has lots of tradition and a team that plays in a very tough region as well. Guys, that's our 3A bracket.
To me, 3A from top to bottom may be one of the strongest classes in all the classifications, from top to bottom.
I think they've passed, 4A South doesn't seem to be quite as strong as it was in past years, and 3A South seems to be stronger, and we know 3A North strong, so yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
And here's a tidbit about people who ask, well, just how good is Mars Hill? Well, they got about 18 starters back from last year's team, but I'll say this. I go compare, we've talked about and we've seen praises of Central Clay. I know where you're going with this. In the close ball game they had with Scottsboro. Then you need to go look at the score, game 10 of Mars Hill and Scottsboro.
Last week.
And it wasn't
41-14, Mars Hill at Scottsboro.
Yes, that's enough said.
There are a lot of people that think, this is strong language, there's a lot of people, and I haven't seen them play, but there's a lot of people that think of all the great Mars Hill teams in the last 10, 12 years, that this might be the best one.
And the best player they had, I mean, there's a lot, but the best player they had on their team last year got hurt in Game 10 against Scottsboro and didn't play in the playoffs. And, you know, they kind of walked through the playoffs. Now he's back on that team.
Wow. Going to be some great matchups in 3A football as we go through the second round and the quarterfinals and the semifinals. USA Softball of Alabama, they bring you our scoreboard. All the scores you see pop up here on the full screens, those are all from USA Softball of Alabama. Their 2026 season's underway. Great website, usasoftballofalabama.com. If you got an adult team, youth team, you want to play USA Softball, contact Tracy Morgan through that website at usasoftballofalabama.com. When we come back, more highlights and more brackets as we roll on this Football Friday night.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle into Ted's today.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated. Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Aniston Orthopedics, the longest standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama. You know the names of these highly skilled, kind, experienced physicians. Vandervoort, Tippett, Hardy, Weidmer, Morris, great trainers as well at the local high school games on Friday nights. They bring you our The Team of the Week t-shirts were awesome. We're going to show you some of those Team of the Week t-shirts coming up here in just a moment. Anniston Orthopedics, just fantastic folks, bringing our comeback player of the year this year. And, of course, they have that Saturday morning sports clinic at 8 o'clock on Saturday mornings in the Tyler Center in Midtown Anniston. All right, we mentioned earlier that we were out and about rolling. I was out and about today along with the folks from Ted's Floors and Beyond throughout Cleburne and Randolph and Clay counties today. I was all over those counties today. I'm everywhere today because we had 2 presentations of our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. So we're going to show you a whole lot of that right now as we began. Actually, we ended. There's Coach Danny Horn. I told you we were going to bring him. Danny Horn, Coach Sterling with us there. Coach Horn looking on as we present those Anniston Orthopedics score shirts at the pep rally at Central of Clay County as they were hyped up today, getting ready for Sipsey Valley tonight. And you see those score shirts, those guys, they love them. Every school loves them, including all those Vols down there. I was going to hand that off over there to Coach Horn. I changed my mind. And then we kind of faked him off there. And then here's Cole Sterling. He is presenting that Awards to Remember Tough Guy Trophy. The seniors, that's who Coach Horn wanted to come and get the trophy. So there come the senior football players, good-looking group of young men there from Clay Central as they come out and they get that Tough Guy Trophy from Awards to Remember. There's some photos there that we took with those seniors. There's those Ted's T-shirts. They get 2 T-shirts. 2 T-shirts, a Ted shirt, and they also get a shirt from the Anniston Orthopedic score shirts. Now, before we made our way down Highway 9 to Lineville and Ashland, we were in Heflin outdoors with our reigning Team of the Week from last week, the Cleburne County Tigers, over at Ellie Bell Field, as we got them during a weight training period. There's Cole with us again. We got this from the White Plains game. And there's, again, the Tough Guy Trophy. Had one of those for the Cleburne County football team. This is a young football team, and this is a team that had a big win. That's why they were Team of the Week, as they beat White Plains 27-14 to close out the regular season. So they're our reigning Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week, as we were able to present that to the Cleburne County football team over in Heflin today. You see the clouds, but no rain with the clouds, so we just did it outdoors over there. There's Coach Vaughn Lee, and they're handing out T-shirts and all that over there in Cleburne County today. So that's our Team of the Week, our last Team of the Week of the year, the Cleburne County Tigers. Thanks to the folks from Anniston Orthopedics with the score shirts, Awards to Remember with the Tough Guy Trophy, and, of course, our friends at Ted's Floors and Beyond for presenting our Team of the Week. More brackets. We mentioned 4A, and we're going to take you right now to our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden brackets, and we are going to Class 4A now. Last night, Handley beat Bibb County 40-7. Tonight, Jackson, no surprise, at Legion Field in Jackson, shutting down Ashford 34-0. So next week, this is Jackson coming to Handley. We got Gulf Coast teams coming to Randolph County. We mentioned that we've got Bayside Academy coming to Randolph County. Jackson is coming to this area. It's almost like this is a big concert or something. The Jackson Aggies, much renowned, they're coming to Handley to take on the Tigers next week. Jackson, the number 2 team, defending state champion. They are 9-2. Handley comes in now at 10-1 next week at Wright Field in Roanoke. Staying in 4A in the South. The scores tonight: American Christian beat Tallahassee over in Tuscaloosa 20-7. W.S. Neal goes in and upsets Opp tonight in Opp. Opp was 9-1. W.S. Neal comes in and beats them 35-14. So next week it will be American Christian traveling from Tuscaloosa to East Bruton to take on the Blue Eagles. And it will be W.S. Neal 8-3. American Christian comes in 7-4. Staying in the South. More scores from the South tonight, if we can get to those. There it is. It was Mobile Christian tonight, beating Dale County 15-13. I think I called that one as well. And then Oak Grove tonight falls to Bullitt County 21-7. That's a bit of an upset. Oak Grove came in highly regarded at 8-2. So next week, here's the matchup. Mobile Christian will come up. Another team coming way north in the second round of the playoffs. Mobile Christian 7-3. They will come to play at 8-3 Bullitt County in Union Springs next Friday night. One more matchup in the South. St. Michael Catholic beat Pike County of Brundage tonight down in Fairhope, 49-21. They will get Pleasant Grove, who last night upset Booker T. Washington in Tuskegee, 16-6. So next week, kind of an interesting matchup next week. St. Michael Catholic, another Gulf Coast team, making a long trip north to Metro Birmingham in Jefferson County to take on the Pleasant Grove Spartans. St. Michael Catholic, number 1 ranked team in the state, 11-0. Pleasant Grove, only 6-4 after that win tonight for that second round game. Now in the north, lots of interest obviously in 4A North. West Morgan beat Randolph out of Huntsville last night, 55-21. Good Hope ends the reign of Cherokee County. There'll be a new team at the Super 7 out of the north this year. Good Hope beats Cherokee County last night, 28-26. So next week, pretty good matchup here. Good Hope traveling to Trinity to take on the West Morgan Rebels. That's a top 10 matchup. West Morgan, number 3, 11-0. Good Hope, ranked number 10, 9-2. Here's the matchup we talked a lot about earlier. Plainview beat Brooks out of Killen last night, 35-12 up in Rainsville. Alexandria, you saw the highlights earlier, beating Fayette County 47-20. So next week, Alexandria travels to Rainsville to take on the Plainview Bears. Plainview 11-0, ranked number 5. Alexandria 10-1, ranked number 7. More games in the north in Class 4A. Anniston tonight beating Fultondale 49-8. Madison Academy by a point tonight at home in Madison, beating the Hatton Hornets 20-19. Next week, very interesting matchup. This competitive 4A North, this will be a big one. Madison Academy coming in 9-2, ranked number 9 to take on number 4 Anniston. The Bulldogs are now 11-0 at Lott Mosby Memorial Stadium at Anniston. A good high school football game to go out and see next week if you're in Calhoun County. And then also next week, we got this matchup coming up, Hamilton and Deshler. Hamilton last night beat Asheville 35-28. Tonight, look what Deshler did to North Jackson. More Blue Bloods there, 42-14. So next week it will be Deshler traveling down Highway 43 from Tuscumbia down to Marion County to take on the Hamilton Aggies. Hamilton ranked number 6, Deshler ranked number 8. Hamilton is now 11-0. Deshler is 10-1. So these are teams that are combined for 1 loss on the year, guys. That's the Class 4A bracket.
I think the biggest thing that stands out to me is, we talked the last couple of years, who's going to get a chance to lose to Jackson, because Jackson's been so good. But there's some folks that think Handley has a shot here, Coach.
They do. I mean, because of the style of football they play. If anybody's just a football fan and you don't really have a team that you're going to follow in the playoffs, I would have my butt right there in Handley next week to see
Kroll,
one
of the top running backs in the country.
Texas commit, Alabama commit, who most people think.
The quarterback's committed to South Carolina too?
No. Texas.
Is he Texas? Okay.
Yeah, and then the running back, Kroll, they think he may be, from what coaches I've talked to, said he may be the top running back in the country.
I saw a run from him tonight on one of the highlights. I don't remember where I saw it, but he hurdled a guy. And usually you see somebody hurdle somebody, and it's, they'll get a couple extra yards. He hurdled him, stiff-armed a couple of guys, ran through another one. And got
but
to
they
the
do
end
have a
zone.
loss
That kid's a stud.
to St. Michael's.
If you're thinking about a game to go to, like Coach Short said, going down to right field at Roanoke might be a good choice, because think about this, folks. We have almost 400 high schools in AHSAA. We have thousands and thousands and thousands of high school football players in this state. 4 of the top 15 players in this state this year play for Jackson. You want to see some future stars and say, oh, I was there that night when Jackson came up and played in Roanoke against Handley, because these guys are probably going to be household names, some of these guys.
For sure.
That'll be a place to go next week.
Here's another one, what I said a while ago when I talked about Mars Hill. I want to mention another one here. Bullitt County won tonight.
Yes.
They upset Oak Grove. Their game 10, they were down 55-0 at halftime to Southside of Selma.
Yeah,
one of those 3
they looked athletic too.
We talk about Mars Hill and we talk about Piedmont and we talk about Fife, and rightfully so. But Southside of Selma team, we're going to talk about them a little bit later on. One of our extra points.
Yeah,
is going
and
to
I
be
just
amazing
brought
to
it up
see.
because just how to reference when I said top to bottom, 3A may be one of the better classes that they have this year.
Absolutely, folks. Let's tell you about the fine folks at Farmers and Merchants Bank, our Spirit Scholarship. Next Friday night, live right here, we're going to present the Spirit Scholarship here on After the Game. $33,000 in scholarships to local high school students in just the last 7 years. 5 locations to serve you: Piedmont, Anniston, Jacksonville, Oxford, and in Center. We roll on a Football Friday night After the Game, presented by Calhoun County Commission.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated. Dedicated to what moves you.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
I was at WM Grocery over in Heflin today, saw Miss Kay and all the crew there working hard on a lot of catering projects. And one of the projects they were working on was our catering project here that they have every Friday night, where they cater in and feed our guests and our staff here on High School Football Alabama after the game. I think we got, okay, here we go. We're doing some live stuff here. Let me just give you folks an update. We have storms moving through. Our studio is here in Midtown Anniston, Alabama.
We're taking on fire.
And we're taking on fire. But hey, let me tell you, look at WM right here. That's the dessert tray. Did you see the taco soup that they had right there? Taco soup was outstanding. We had the chips, we had the sour cream and the cheese, the jalapeno peppers in there. I had a big bowl of that, and it was fantastic. We're going to have some cold weather coming. And if you're getting ready for a big gathering in this cold weather, perhaps Christmas time, Thanksgiving, and you want a big spread like that, go see the folks at WM Grocery. They're in Piedmont, they're in Heflin, they're in Roanoke, and they're in Wedowee as well. They'll cater anywhere. For your catering needs, it's hard to beat the folks at WM Grocery. Back on High School Football Alabama's After the Game. My crew tonight, first stop of the night, We were at Westbrook Christian tonight. Great atmosphere. Let me tell you, Vinemont brought a lot of fans, but that Westbrook side was packed, and they were into the game. And I'll just tell you, that thing's rolling over there in Rainbow City.
They're packed, excited because they've been waiting for this. This is why you get Steve Smith to come into a program, because he's been so good for so long. Just missed the playoffs last year. It's their opportunity this year. First round of the playoffs. Let's go to the highlights and see how it actually took place up in Rainbow City. Let's go see how the Warriors and Eagles fared. There you see the captains for Westbrook Christian coming out for the first playoff game this season. Round 2, we're coming for you. Possibly. We've got a good game coming up next week, too, with that. Starting off, though, with Westbrook on defense. Vinemont loves a 4th down conversion. Problem is, they couldn't find one tonight because Westbrook kept stopping them. 4th and short. Vinemont runs up the middle. It's going to be stopped, and that is going to give the fumble to Westbrook. Jackson Maratz with a touchdown, and it's going to be 7-0 at this point for Westbrook Christian. And more defense for Westbrook. It's another 4th and short, and once again could not come up with it. So, Brody Blevins finding Maximus Jones for 11 yards. Blevins now, he's going to take this one for an 8-yard run. Setting him up one more time with a nice first down. Blevins now going to go to the air, find his receiver, Bo Kilgo. Mr. Trusty this year for Blevins. He's like a security blanket out there, always there. PAT is good. 14-0 Westbrook Christian. Steve Smith liking what he sees so far. 4th down for Vinemont. We're going for it. And that is going to be just short. Turnover on downs. Westbrook will get the ball back here shortly. And then we see it again. Blevins now finding Jones, this time for 34 yards. Through the air, going to get him just inside the 10-yard line. This is going to be a 4th down for Westbrook. They also go for it. They also don't get it. So they don't get the 4th down conversion, but they do get a lot of points tonight. Westbrook does roll big at home, 49-0. They don't look back. Moving on to second round, big matchup, like you said, John, against Geraldine next week.
And, you know, I'll be fair here. Westbrook had some 4th down plays, and they didn't get them. Vinemont did have some successful 4th down plays, but there were 3 times in the first quarter where they went for it on 4th down and didn't make any of them, like a 4th and 2, a 4th and 1, 4th and 11, and they ran it up the middle at their own 46-yard line. All 3 of those 4th down conversions were in their own territory. The first time, the opening drive of the game is 0-0. It's 4th and 2, and they go for it from their own 29-yard line. Now, they were successful on that, but I think they knew that the opportunities would be limited. They run that ugly Eagle offense, and so they like to shorten the game, and they're thinking, boy, if we can pick up a first down, we can take another 2.5 minutes off the clock, shorten this game, and have a chance to win. But obviously Westbrook, the better team tonight, no question.
That works for you if it does. And if it doesn't, it can get away from you pretty quickly.
Yeah, you give up a lot of scores. Yeah. I mean, Westbrook in the film that I'm watching right there, they always, in the games I've seen them play this year, they do such a good job on the perimeter blocking. And he don't just have one guy he throws to. We've heard Kilgo, isn't that right? Mm-hmm. We've heard his name a bunch of times this year. But he's got about 5 guys he can throw to, and that's what makes them hard to defend.
There's not many people in this state that throw that fade pattern better than Brody Blevins.
But, okay, when you just mentioned that, how many times has Steve Smith's football team been able to throw a fade route?
If you're going to play quarterback for him,
you got to throw
it's pretty much, you're going to have to do it.
Wait and see, the deeper you go into the playoffs, the more the kicking game becomes. And kicking game-wise, they're okay with that.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I told our photographer, Tyler Smith, tonight, I said, don't even worry about filming the kickoffs. They're going out of the back of the end zone anyway. And so that's just the way it is. All right, we're back to brackets now as we move up to Class 5A in our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden brackets. 5A, some interesting things going on here in the first round. Northside out of Samantha and Tuscaloosa, they beat Beauregard tonight, 48-14. It was Viger beating Charles Henderson of Troy down in Pritchard tonight, 40-16. Next week, you got Viger, another team from the Gulf Coast, traveling way north to Lake Tuscaloosa, basically, north side of Tuscaloosa, as Northside and Viger will play next week. Viger 9-2, ranked number 3. Northside ranked number 6. They come in 11-0. Big matchup next week in Tuscaloosa County. Staying in the south, Central of Clay County beat Sipsey Valley out of Tuscaloosa 48-7. Romulus Buell, whatever you want to call it. Andalusia tonight. This was one of the premier games in the state. Again, Blue Bloods. Andalusia beating UMS Wright Prep out of Mobile 28-25. You want to talk about another great game next week in our area? Andalusia coming to Central of Clay County. Andalusia comes in 8-3. Central of Clay County ranked number 5. They are 10-1. Staying in the south. More great action tonight. Montgomery Catholic, defending state champion, beat Citronelle 31-8. Shelby County, bit of an upset here. They go into Valley. They beat the Rams tonight 26-23. So next week, got Montgomery Catholic making the short trip up I-65 to Columbiana to take on the Shelby County Wildcats. Shelby County now 7-4, and you got Montgomery Catholic coming into that game with an identical 7-4 record. Final games in the South to look at tonight in Class 5A. Williamson, the juggernaut from Mobile, they smashed Eufaula tonight, 50-14. And what a game over at Demopolis. Coach, I think I called this one too, didn't I? I think so. Elmore County beat Demopolis tonight, 21-20 on the banks of the Tom Bigby River. And so next week, Elmore County, they're at home in Eclectic. Here's another long road trip for a team from Mobile. I-65 is going to be real busy next Friday as the Williamson Lions, number 1 ranked team in the state, 11-0. They come to Eclectic to take on the Elmore County Panthers, who are 7-3. We go to the north now in 5A. Fairview beat Arab. Rare to see a playoff game. Fairview and Arab are about, 12 miles apart, maybe? Highway 69 there. And then Jacksonville tonight, they beat Ramsey 14-7 in Birmingham in overtime. So look at this. Calhoun County looking for some games next week. Jacksonville at home at Golden Eagle Stadium as they get the Fairview Aggies. Fairview, the number 4 ranked team in the state, 11-0, taking on a Jacksonville team who came to the playoffs 5-5. Now they're 6-5, hosting a second-round playoff game at Golden Eagle Stadium next Friday night. Staying in the north tonight, it was Scottsboro last night blasting West Point 45-14. St. Clair County beat Carver of Birmingham 41-22. Next week, St. Clair County goes into Trammell Stadium in Scottsboro to take on the Wildcats. Scottsboro 7-4, St. Clair County 10-1. That's a dangerous game for Scottsboro right there. It's a good St. Clair County team coming into Jackson County next week. And staying in the north in 5A and kind of winding things up there, Moody blasted Corner 49-21. Last night, Priceville came from way down, 2 touchdowns down in the last 2 minutes of the game to go to overtime, beat Gunnersville at Chorba Lee Stadium in Gunnersville 24-21. So Moody will go up to Priceville in Morgan County to take on the Bulldogs. Moody comes into that game 9-2, ranked number 2 in the state. Priceville is 8-3, and guys, that's your 5A bracket.
Montgomery Catholic, after losing their coach and pretty much the whole staff, and pretty much the whole team, it left. They all kind of moved somewhere else. They've done a great job in getting back to where they're at. I thought 7-4, I think he's somewhere around there. They've done a good job. That's impressive that they've made it back to that point in time after losing all the players and coaching staff that they lost.
5A all of a sudden has become a little bit more interesting than it was a week ago.
Yeah,
there was some upsets tonight.
5A is never the most exciting classification typically, right? I mean, and maybe that's just where we are. There's not a lot of 5A around here. But, yeah, it definitely seems to be picking up.
5A is probably, since we went to 6 classifications back in, 84, traditionally, to me, the epitome of high school football in Alabama was 5A. 5A just seemed to have those small towns that were great football towns, your Russellvilles, your Eufalas, the Andalusias, all those kind of folks, Gunnersville, all those places. Kind of lost that through the years, but maybe that's coming back. 5A used to be the classification, Etowah, Gadsden, all those kind of folks.
Well, Alexandria just swapped with Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Alexandria was there for a while.
That's right, yeah.
Went up to 5A. I can remember, Cleveland County getting stuck in 5A for a couple of years.
How was that?
It wasn't good.
I think we left out one bracket here. I think we left out one. Let's go back to that. We did. Briarwood Christian beat Leeds 28-3. Russellville in overtime. They went for 2 to beat Boaz in overtime. Boaz almost pulled off that game over at Russellville and almost beat the Golden Tigers, but Russellville wins at 29-28. So Russellville will travel down to Mitchell, Birmingham to take on Briarwood Christian next week. And in that game, Russellville, that's one of those, again, you talk about blue bloods. Russellville and Briarwood both
too,
blue bloods there in that big matchup next week.
Castiles.
You know, some things never change. And when those guys get down there tomorrow and they meet, they'll all shake hands and say, well, I've seen you before. I mean, it's pretty much, there'll be a few, but most of them the same ones, year after year after year.
Yeah.
That's why they call them Blue Bloods.
That's exactly right. Core Sports bringing you, starting Monday, we're going to be voting for our Play of the Year. We showed you all 11 of those candidates earlier. And that voting begins Monday at High School Football Alabama's Facebook page. Core Sports jumping on board with us this year. Appreciate those fine folks, Dr. Waller, Dr. Ray, right there on Highway 78 in Oxford, local folks. They're not only there, they're in a lot of great hospitals. They're at the Surgery Center in Oxford. They're at RMC in Anniston. They're at UAB in Pell City. Those folks are, they can operate on you just about anywhere, and they are fantastic. You got some personal testimony about that, don't you?
They got me right last year. Tore my bicep in August. Couldn't train, couldn't do anything until December, but in January I started rolling again, and I've been training ever since.
You can do that now.
I can do all the things with everything works. So thanks to those guys that got me back right.
Core Sports putting Chad Barnett back in action, and we'll be back in action with more of High School Football Alabama's After the Game when we return.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle into Ted's today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed Vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you. The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
Earlier, you saw the Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week, Pleasant Valley and Winston County. Judd Edwards, call them in Heflin, 463-2260. Go to insurewhatcounts.com. There's no one more plugged into the community than Judd Edwards and his staff over in Heflin, delivering great service and real hometown relationships. More video tonight, more highlights. My crew was at Westbrook. Then we came right down Steel Station Road to Titan Stadium. First time I'd been to Titan Stadium this year. And they've got a lot of, they've got, I'm telling you, in East Alabama, there's no one that compares to Jumbotron like Gadsden City. Theirs is unbelievable. Got a new entranceway in there. Coach, they have, this is why Gadsden City is so successful. They have 4 tents. They built a special section just for the four tents. 4 tents. It is like, it's like they've got suites down there on the sidelines at Gadsden City. And as we know, the correlation between tents and TVs, and they've got tents and TVs in Gadsden City, and apparently that paid off tonight.
It equals wins, John. It just
did
does.
Tonight.
It just does. Gadsden City may not be familiar with the Jasper Vikings. If you're a fan of Gadsden City, first ever meeting between the two teams. But don't sleep on Jasper. They do come in, only 2 losses on the season, come in 8-2, looking to win on the road against the Titans in the first round of the playoffs. Go to the Titan Stadium and check out the highlights, and there you see Titan Stadium. And are we going to get a look at the tents? No, but we do get a look at the Jumbotron. Look at that, man. That is impressive. That's legit right there. Scoreboard 13-7. Gadsden City leading when we get there. Lincoln Smothers finds Ledger Smothers for a 16-yard pass. And then the Smothers brothers are at it again. 18-yard. We don't know if they're related, but they should be. It's an 18-yard pass. Smothers to Smothers. Micah Pledger. This would be a 16-yard touchdown run. PAT is good, and Jasper would take the lead. 14-13, Gadsden City would be forced to punt. And then Oliver Mosley would Jasper would drive the ball down the field. Mosley would miss a 35-yard kick, but flag on the play would make it half the distance, so this one 26 yards out. Jasper and Mosley kicked the field goal, 17-13 at this point. Now let's go to the start of the third quarter. This is not many highlights for Gadsden City, but this is a big one. Laterian Yao, 66-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Huge play for the Titans. 2-point conversion. It's going to be no good. 19-17. Gadsden City at this point. Take a look at the Gadsden City cheerleaders. They would do the honors of throwing the RO Supply touchdown t-shirts into the end zone. We think they threw them. We didn't see it, but we think they did. 40-37. Gadsden City hangs on. They were leading pretty big in this contest. A lot closer there at the end.
They were down, then they were up. They were up 40-24. Jasper scored the last 13 points of the game, cut it to 40-37. I don't know if you were in the conversation at Etowah County Media Day with Coach Smith, but Ollie Smith was talking about the incredible legacy of how many great yows that they've had at Gadsden City. Yeah. This is about the 5th or 6th one that play all kind of different positions. And man, that kickoff return was incredible. He broke maybe 5-6 tackles on that. They had him wrapped up a couple of times. He just kept breaking tackles and going.
We talked about the middle 8, right? And the way Jasper finished that half off with that field goal to come right back and answer with a touchdown on the kickoff return to start the second half is huge.
I have to give a shout out to East Alabama legend, Tyrone Protho, coaches at Jasper. He's a co-offensive coordinator. He's been there now about 7 years.
Nice.
So
well, their offense was good tonight. They scored 37, and that was against an athletic Gadsden City defense. Zion Gibson at corners, going to Alabama, 4-star DB, and you saw some big pass plays there by the Smothers brothers. Young folks, you
don't know what that means.
You have no idea why I cackled at that.
Look,
why did he laugh at the Smothers brothers?
I will say this. I have 2 good references tonight. I pulled off Juice from the early 90s.
You did
a movie with Tupac. That was in the Anniston game. And then I even crossed cultures and went Smothers Brothers and went further back than that. So
went back to the early 70s with the Smothers Brothers.
I'm in my bag tonight.
Look them up if you don't know who the Smothers Brothers are and why we laughed.
All right. All day doing that.
Time for our next extra point of the night, presented by State Representative Randy Wood out of District 36. 20 teams, the AHSAA, finished the regular season unbeaten. Some of those failed tonight. But the unbeaten teams in 1A, Appalachian, Hubbardville, Leroy, Maplesville, Wadley, Luverne in 2A, Mars Hill Bible, Piedmont, Southside of Selma in 3A, Anniston, Hamilton, Plainview, St. Michael Catholic, West Morgan in 4A, Fairview, Northside, Williamson in 5A, Clay Chalkville, Muscle Shoals, and Saraland in 6A. I was wrong. None of those fell tonight. All of those remained undefeated. We'll be back with more as we roll on this Football Friday night.
We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit Debit Card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle into Ted's today.
We are not done with our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden brackets. We still have 6A and 7A to go, and throughout the playoffs, we will be bringing you all of these brackets here, courtesy of Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden. And let me tell you about those folks, great folks, Kevin Riggin and his folks over there on East Megan Boulevard in East Gadsden. You know that is U.S. Highway 431. Got a great service department, but they also have 1.9% financing on the all-new 2026 Equinox and Blazers. They've got a great selection of Silverados, great SUVs. It is a fantastic place to go for your next new car. Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden, U.S. Highway 431, East Megan Boulevard in East Gadsden. One of the things that we've done for the last couple of years here on After the Game is we have our Game of the Year, and we select what we felt like were the top 5 games of the year here in East Alabama, and then we bring them to you. And again, this is a total 100% fan vote. This is what you're going to vote for beginning Monday on our Facebook page at High School Football Alabama. This year presented by Dad's Barbecue and Top of the River. So we're going to show you our 5 nominees for games of the year at this point in time. Right now, we're going to roll it. Oh, here's the big one. Alexandria and Anniston at Wyatt Mosby Memorial Stadium, September 12th. Anniston beat Alexandria 20-18, as close can be. Came all the way down to the end of the game. It came down to a 4th down pass, which was actually one of our plays of the year. And this wound up, guys, being our region championship game, as it turned out, between Anniston and Alexandria.
They're still talking about it. Both sides. I think they'll play again, hopefully.
And both sides are itching for a both sides are itching for a rematch here as we take a look.
Maybe Alexandria a little bit more.
It's gonna if they can play again, there'll be a lot of folks in North Alabama, your Plainviews and your Desklers and your West Morgans that will have a lot to say about that. But that is our first nominee on Game of the Year. Anniston, there comes down to the very end. This was one of our Play of the Year nominees right there. And that's D.K. Baker with that interception in the end zone, returning it to basically ice the game. And as it turned out, to ice the region championship for the Anniston Bulldogs as they beat Alexandria. There they go, taking the knee for the Game of the Year. All right, next nominee, we go back to just a couple weeks ago, October 17th, Alexandria, Cherokee County, Lewis Scale Stadium in Alexandria. This was another one that came down to an interception, and it came down to the very end of the game, guys. This was a phenomenal ball game. Keyshawn Woods had a big night for Cherokee County. J.J. Beeson and, of course, M.J. Morris had big games for Alexandria in this one. This decided home field advantage, guys, in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think what could have Cherokee County? How many points, if you added up all the games they lost here, how many points was that? It could have been more than 13, 14 of all the games they lost.
They lost.
I mean, it's just they're so close in every one of these contests. They made for great football games. Tough to see them fall like that in the playoffs, but this was a phenomenal game.
Lost by 8 here at the end of the game. They lost by 2 to Anniston. They lost by 2 to Good Hope, and then they lost 24-8 to Piedmont.
And this was a one-score game. A 1-point game, but they had the pick six in the last, minute?
Alexandria went for 2 to go up by 1.
Yeah, and then they had a pick six. So I mean, that was a tie ball game, effectively. It's just so close.
That was one of the bigger plays in the game.
This was another, M.J. Morris with another interception earlier in the game. It's not the one that people remember so much, but this was a big one.
Yeah.
Another big pick six. So, that was really the theme in Class 4A Region 6 in the 2 big games of the year were interceptions. Those big turnovers, especially late in the game, really decided number 1 and number 2 in this region.
Look how good 4A Region 6 has been to us.
To us, here after the game, they provided us with some great plays, some great memories, some great highlights, and that was an emotional game, one of the biggest wins in recent years out at Lewis Scale Stadium.
And then you just see the people on the home side. They're not sitting on their hands. They're not, it's not a ho-hum crowd. They are into the game. When big plays happen, hands go up, the volume goes up. Phenomenal place.
Our third nominee, going back to September 12th, you see 2 legendary coaches here in East Alabama, Clint Smith and Mike Robertson. Hoax Bluff and White Plains out at Robertson Field at White Plains. And this game turned into a barn burner as Hoax Bluff, I think the game was tied 28-28, and they scored late to win it 35-28 over White Plains. This was, at the time, early in the season, a key game and a big win for Hoax Bluff at the time over White Plains.
They just couldn't stay healthy. Late in the season, Hoax Bluff got injuries in places you're not supposed to have or can have injuries, and it kind of derailed the season. But at this point in the year, White Plains was coming on, and they were trying to build something, and Hoax Bluff was rolling at this point.
Yeah, and Coach, I think the takeaway from White Plains in this game is they never back down. Hoax Bluff, a tradition-rich program who always plays tough and gritty, and in this game, all the way up to the very end, White Plains matched that.
They did, and they've gotten better week after week, and they just they're looking for their future. It's a bright future.
I feel like we've seen a play from this game.
This is our Game of the Year nominee number 4. This was a non-region matchup, 5A Central Clay County against 6A Pell City down at Pete Rich Alumni Stadium in Pell City. And to be honest with you guys, I'm not advocating, but I'm saying as far as a football game to watch.
What a pick.
Maybe not impact, because the other games we had that we showed you had more impact as far as who goes to the playoffs. But as far as a fun, intense game to watch. Coach, you were there. This is about as good as it gets, a defensive struggle between two solid football teams.
Yeah, well, both, you got a defensive coordinator that's a head coach at Pell City, played at Alabama, and then you got Danny Horn. But this was a game that Central Clay came into, and they had that one circled.
Touchdown.
Yeah, I don't know where that play come from, but they had, I know 125,000 people knows where
I think
it's
it's about
at.
139,000 now.
139 now, okay.
And then here's our final nominee, and this was also involving Pell City. This was a wild game between Oxford and Pell City, also at Pete Rich Alumni Stadium back on October 3rd. And you see Jalen Taylor just all over the place with kick returns, a kick return for a touchdown. Pell City comes back. They have a big kick return. He had 2 punt returns for touchdowns in the third quarter of that game, Jalen did, and they needed that. Oxford and Pell City were very close. Oxford got out to what they thought was a comfortable lead, and Pell City came storming back and almost won the game. It was a great game with a lot on the line. This had a lot to do with playoff seeding, as it turned out, as Oxford beat Pell City 36-31. So those are the 5 nominees for our Dad's Barbecue Top of the River Play of the Year. Voting begins on that. It's going to be decided by you, totally the fans, at our Facebook page at High School Football Alabama. Our last player of the week, and boy, did we save a dandy for the last. I met this young man today. I was in Wedowee, Mo Winston, and we're going to talk about 2 games, actually. Here's Mo with his plaque today that we presented to him down at Randolph County High School, Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week. For the game he won this plaque for was against Hoax Bluff. He carried the ball 22 times, 170 yards, a touchdown, had a 78-yard touchdown run, had a 100-yard kickoff return, 270 yards of total offense and 2 TDs. But, Coach, that was nothing. As impressive as that is, that's nothing compared to what he did last night in the first round of the playoffs at Thorsby.
Well, yeah, I mean, what they call it, the Mo Show.
The Mo Show.
The Mo Show is what he had. And, let's see, Mo Winston, record-breaking night. He rushed 23 times for 449 yards and all 7 Randolph County touchdowns. Yeah, he also scored on 4 two-point conversions, giving him 50 points for the game. They scored how many?
51.
51.
Second all-time in state history. He scored 50 points in a game.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, that's what else can you say? I mean, he's the 11th player in the state history to score 50 or more points in a single game. A lot of times that's going to be a quarterback.
Another plaque.
Yeah, maybe so. I think we made he would not, when he took the picture, I didn't ask him, but one of his assistant coaches there in the hallway said, "Can you take your toboggan off?" And he said, "No." And the coach said, "Okay, if Mo does not want his toboggan taken off, Randolph County is not going to ask you."
It's like Mo knows.
Here's his carries. Touchdown runs of 35, 48, 91, 48, 54, 60, and 21.
God, that's crazy.
Woo. And he had an interception.
Wow. Mo Winston, ladies and gentlemen.
The Mo Show.
Our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week, the last one of the 2025 season. And now it's time for our last of the night. Randy Wood, State Representative out of District 36, extra point. And here's some more impressive numbers from another very impressive player right here. Heading into last night's playoff win over Dadeville, Class 3A south side of Selma's 8th grade quarterback Cole Moody, ranked as the number 2 in the nation in passing this season. 209 of 262 passes completed, 4,116 yards, 50 touchdowns. He's had 5 games with over 400 yards. His lowest total of the season coming in the season opener, 305 yards. Oh, by the way, south side of Selma averaging 57.6 points a game this season before last night when they only scored 32. Remember the name, 8th grader Cole Moody. We'll be back to wrap up after the game, take you through 6A and 7A, and go home for the week.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
One more round of highlights here on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. Wrapping things up tonight from Parker Memorial Baptist Church. We're in the Sound Solutions Media Center on 12th and Quintard in Midtown Anniston. John Holder, Chad Barnett, Coach Michael Short. Piedmont Bulldogs last night. I was at this game as well, and this really wasn't even fair. Phil Campbell and Piedmont. It was 32-6 at the end of the first quarter.
Phil Campbell's just waiting because they want to play him in February or March. They're gonna bring the baseball team down. They're gonna pop it in there. Blue Bloods, you talk about that?
Yes.
Baseball, phenomenal. They haven't won a playoff game in football though since 2000. So been to the playoffs a lot. Yeah. Just a lot of first round exits. They're gonna try and change that, or let's not build it up. They tried to change it last night. They didn't. Let's go to the Piedmont highlights and see how this one happened in the Field of Champions as the Bulldogs look to advance to the second round. There, the Bulldogs coming through the tunnel and ready to go at home. And they would get started off in the air. Cole Austin, 11-yard pass to Raleigh Pinto. Going to pick up a first down for the Bulldogs. Then Jackson Howard, he's going to take this one into the end zone for a touchdown from 12 yards out. Touchdown Bulldogs. Austin would get a 2-point conversion run here as well to make it an even 8-0 for Piedmont to start out the game. RO Supply T-shirts coordinating with the cheerleaders. There we go into the crowd. And this is a big play for Phil Campbell. Look at this. Ducks up underneath, and it doesn't look like he's going to make it, but he takes this one 77 yards if that guy would get out of the way and show it. Phil Campbell getting on the board. Touchdown is good. And that would put them, actually, no, that was down to 2. This is going to be a 2-yard pass. Scott to Austin Elliott. Then the 2-point conversion would be no good. 8-6 Piedmont is the score. The rest of these highlights are all blue and yellow. Austin, 57 yards. Beautiful pass to Mason Morrow. almost into the end zone, but it's going to be short. Nick Mixon's going to make quick work of this. He's going to take the next play in from 7 yards out. Touchdown Bulldogs. They're now up an even 2 scores. Moore to the offense. That's going to be a 2-point pass to Pinto as they keep running up these 2-point plays. They did not kick an extra point tonight, did they? Or yeah, last night. Did not try. Austin, a 22-yard pass to Pinto, who's in for 6 more. And then let's just keep feeding the beast. Pinto, 22 yards to the 5-yard line. Austin, though, is going to finish off this drive to the Jack State commit. It's going to be in there for 6 more. And Piedmont would tack on a Howard 2-point conversion. And Piedmont would make quick work and impressive work out of Phil Campbell last night. Final score is 59-19.
32-6 at the half, 32-6 into the first quarter, 59-6 at the half, running clock second half. Phil Campbell gets some garbage points. Piedmont wins at 59-19. All you need to know about this is Piedmont in 5 next week at the Field of Champions. Last 2 brackets to go through, 6A and 7A. Let's go to our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden brackets once again. We will go to Class 6A. A lot of good teams in 6A, both in the north and the south. Let's go and take a look at the final scores and the matchups for next week tonight as we look at Class 6A. We'll await that, and here we go. I think we got it going. Here we go. Benjamin Russell tonight playing at home with the Sportsplex in Alex City. They beat Central Tuscaloosa 26-14. Theodore tonight at home beat Stanhope Elmore. They hit the Mustangs hard, 44-27. Next week, it will be another team from the Gulf Coast coming way north. Theodore playing at Ben Russell next week at the Sportsplex in Alex City. Staying in the south in Class 6A, Hueytown gets by Pelham tonight, 35-28. Russell County and Gulf Shores. I just missed that one. Russell County wins it 33-30. So next week, Russell County of Seal travels into Hueytown to take on the Golden Gophers. Staying in the south, a team that you always have to look out for is Pike Road. Pike Road beat McGill-Toolen 28-10. They'll get Bessemer City, who beat Helena 24-7. So next week it is Bessemer City. They're now 9-1. They will travel to Pike Road to take on the Patriots, who are 9-2, ranked number 7 in Class 6A. In the South, Saraland. A lot of folks think they're going to win the South. They beat Wetumpka tonight 49-24. Spain Park in an all-Jefferson County matchup, beating McAdory 24-13 tonight in Hoover. So next week, interesting matchup here. Spain Park traveling all the way down to Saraland to take on the Spartans. Saraland 10-0, ranked number 2. Spain Park is 9-2, ranked number 8. Now we bring things into North Alabama. Muscle Shoals last night beat Mae Jemison of Huntsville 38-12. Parker last night beat the Oxford Yellow Jackets 42-21. I think this is a great game next week. You got Parker traveling from Birmingham up to Muscle Shoals. Muscle Shoals 10-0, ranked number 3. Parker number 9. They are 8-3. A great matchup next week. Staying in the north in Class 6A. Fort Payne last night beat Athens 38-12. Mountain Brook last night beat Mortimer Jordan 38-0. Another interesting matchup. Mountain Brook goes up I-59 to take on Fort Payne next week. Fort Payne ranked number 10. They're 10-1. Mountain Brook goes to 8-3. Staying in the north, Clay Chalkville rolling over Jackson Olin of Birmingham 49-26. Gadsden City beats Jasper 40-37. Next week, Gadsden City goes to Clay Chalkville. Last year was 33-3 Clay Chalkville. Can Gadsden City make a game of it next week as they go to Clay Chalkville? The number 1 ranked Cougars are 11-0. Gadsden City is 8-3. And the final matchup coming in 6A, Homewood tonight beat Pell City 28-14. Hartselle routing Buckhorn 33-7. So I think this is a phenomenal matchup. Hartselle and Homewood. We talked about the old 5A. Hartselle and Homewood were 2 dominant teams before they went to 7A when it was a 6 classification. In 5A, Hartselle and Homewood were it. Hartselle ranked number 6. They're 10-1. Homewood is 10-1 also, ranked number 5. Now let's go to Class 7A. Not as many games because they don't have as many teams that make the playoffs. In the South, Daphne rolled over Sparkman 43-14. Vestavia Hills.
That was a back-and-forth game.
Beat Auburn week 1 at Vestavia 42-14. And Auburn turns it around and beats Vestavia tonight 52-41. What's that, a 39-point turnaround?
Yeah.
So next week you got Auburn traveling to Daphne. Auburn is 9-2, ranked number 4. Daphne also 9-2 and ranked number 8. Staying in, they don't have north-south now, so we can't say north-south in 7A. Baker of Mobile beat Florence. Florence, $25,000 to travel from Florence to the west side of Mobile tonight. And then they lost 38-14, long trip back to North Alabama. And look at that, Opelika came in and beat Hewitt-Trussville tonight in Trussville. I think that was a stunner for a lot of folks. So next week it will be Baker coming from Mobile to Opelika. Again, another team from Mobile coming way up into central Alabama. Opelika ranked number 10. They're 8-3. And then you've got Baker out of Mobile. Baker ranked number 7. They are 9-2. The other side of that bracket, Thompson beat Carver Montgomery tonight in Alabaster 31-7. Mary Montgomery routing Austin of Decatur tonight 45-7. So next week, Mary Montgomery from Sims ranked number 6. They are now 10-1, and they will get Thompson. That game will be in Alabaster. Thompson, of course, comes in ranked number 3. They are 8-3, and that was another long road trip. Decatur to Sims in North Mobile County tonight in 7A. And the final games in Class 7A before we leave you for the night, Central Phoenix City beat Hoover. You don't typically see that matchup in the first round. Central beat them 34-10. Fairhope comes in and beats James Clemens. Fairhope had to come all the way to Madison tonight. They beat James Clemens 31-21. So next week, Central of Phoenix City, they are ranked number 1, 10-1. Patrick Nix and his team, they will take on Fairhope. That game will be in Fairhope, and the Pirates come in at 7-3. And that's your 7A bracket. And we're going to be done. We're going to be out of here. We'll be here with you at 10 o'clock next Friday night for After the Game. And on the 21st, we'll be here for a full show as well with another After the Game at 10 o'clock. Have a blessed weekend. We'll see you back here next Friday night for round 2 of the playoffs.
We're out.